New York. It's said, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. This is a city where anything is possible, but nothing is easy. Where dreams can come true if you're willing to fight for them. For over a century, Madison Square Garden has been the mecca of prize fighting, where legendary warriors engaged in epic battles, writing history on this hallowed ground. Tonight, the UFC Octagon takes its rightful place on the Garden floor as a once-in-a-generation star ushers in a new era of combat sports atop the greatest fight card ever assembled. In the first of 3 title fights, Poland's nasty civil war enters the world stage.
Big right hand! Oh, she's hurt!
The undefeated, undisputed queen of the strawweights.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk!
A merciless blend of speed and aggression.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Faces an unbeaten challenger.
Outstanding. Karolina Kowalkiewicz!
A spiritual opposite.
Oh!
Who wants to dethrone her former idol.
Oh, my!
If styles make fights, the welterweight title bout has the makings of an all-time great. The champion is a powerhouse.
Tyron Woodley!
Like a cannonball, he's always moving forward.
Wow!
Ready to explode.
Oh, look out. My goodness! The power of Tyron Woodley.
The challenger is a karate master.
He got tagged. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson!
Like a blade, he cuts down his opponents with sharp, lethal precision.
On the button! Sensational knockout! Whoa!
The hype is real, ladies and gentlemen.
And in the main event, it's a clash of champions with history at stake. The lightweight champion,
Eddie Alvarez!
a hard-nosed blue-collar hero with UFC gold around his waist, took the long road to the title,
Oh! He tagged him!
beating the world's best along his way. But tonight, he'll face a challenge like no other. As the reigning featherweight champion,
Conor McGregor!
an Irish superstar who changed the fight game by rewriting the rulebook, has set his sights on the lightweight belt. No fighter has ever held 2 UFC titles at the same time, but there's never been another fighter quite like this one.
2-weight world champion, UFC history. I love New York. Don't bring the dog out of me.
UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, from Madison Square Garden in New York City. After years in the making, the moment has arrived.
For the very first time in the 23-year history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the Octagon is inside the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. This is UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Closed captioning is brought to you by Bleed for This, based on a true story, starring Miles Teller and Aaron Eckhart, in theaters everywhere, November 18th, rated R. Tonight's SAP is brought to you by UFCEspanol.com. Tonight's broadcast is available in 100% Spanish. Let's get things started. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Plain and simple, we've been here for years. We've had the honor of calling some of the greatest fights ever. Tonight is different. Tonight is a night that should be cherished. It should be celebrated. It should be enjoyed because it's going to be magical. My partner, Joe Rogan, Madison Square Garden.
It's an honor. It really is. It's an honor and a privilege to be here tonight and to be here tonight for the greatest card ever assembled in combat sports history. The most important night for us to have finally gotten past all the corruption that kept us out of New York State and to be here and to put on the most spectacular card the world has ever seen. Here we go.
Here we go. That card's main event is for the lightweight championship. Eddie Alvarez, Conor McGregor.
It's an outstanding matchup in the trash talk, he's used the street fights, and he will not be intimidated.
And he will not wilt under the bright lights here at MSG. That is our main event of the evening. Welterweight title on the line. The chosen one. The man who knocked out Robbie Lawler. Tyron Woodley looking to defend.
This card is almost too good. Tyron Woodley, the sensational welterweight champion who won the title with a brutal one-punch knockout of the boogeyman, Robbie Lawler, the guy who everybody was afraid of inside the octagon in the welterweight division. But what Tyron Woodley brings to the table is unparalleled athleticism, ridiculous knockout power, and a wealth of experience inside the octagon. But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson might be the best striker in MMA today. He was an undefeated kickboxer before he got into MMA, and he's looked nothing short of sensational inside the octagon.
7-fight win streak. The way he dismantled Johnny Hendricks was extraordinary. Not quite as much emotion, but both men hungry for victory tonight.
Both men very hungry for victory, hungry for respect, and both men aware of the stylistic problems each other faces. Tyron Woodley, who has that ridiculous, brutal power and outstanding wrestling, and Wonderboy has karate style, this unbelievable striking ability that is very rare to see inside the octagon.
We did say 3 titles on the line, and we feature our only unbeaten UFC champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who might be the most dominant champion in the sport, certainly in the running. She is a sensational example of a world Muay Thai champion who has learned the skills of MMA and has been absolutely dominant inside the octagon. She is brutal, she is vicious, she is precise, and she is the champion. But Karolina Kowalkiewicz is a worthy challenger. She is very physically strong. She's tough, she's durable, she has a great striking background, and they have faced each other before.
Kowalkiewicz said, Joanna Jędrzejczyk has gone from my idol to my arch rival. Poland should be proud. One of these women will leave the strawweight champion. What a night we have in store. Great fights in the world's most famous arena, because this is where the UFC belongs. We are finally here and set for an unbelievable night at MSG.
The rest of our card is brought to you by EA Sports UFC 2. Get up to 70% off of EA Sports UFC 2 for a limited time on Xbox One and PlayStation consoles. And we start in the middleweight division, where the native New Yorker, former UFC middleweight champion Chris Weidman, who defended his belt 3 times, faces the 2000 Olympic silver medalist in freestyle wrestling, Cuba Joel Romero. Tonight's Locker Room Camp is sponsored by IconicFaceoff.com, the UFC's social gaming partner. Real friends, real money, real time, and Twins.com. We get things started with former UFC bantamweight champion Miesha Tate, winner of 5 of her last 6 fights, and a coach on season 18 of The Ultimate Fighter. Her opponent, Team Tate member Raquel Pennington, who showcased her skill and will in her battle with Jessamyn Duke, earning Fight of the Season honors. Our rules in the octagon: 3 judges scored the bout duration 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's 3 championship fights are scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point plus scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less. Judges will score the bouts based on effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression and octagon control in that order.
Since 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge has loomed majestically over New York City's East River, linking the boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn. We are inside Madison Square Garden, ready for our first fight live on pay-per-view. Eager to get on the way to regaining her bantamweight title, Miesha Tate first has to hold off the charge of one of the division's toughest competitors, Raquel Pennington.
3 years ago, Miesha Tate was coaching Raquel Pennington on the road to the UFC on season 18 of The Ultimate Fighter. Tonight, they're bantamweight contenders battling it out in the octagon as they seek the same goal, a shot at the world title at 135 pounds.
Tonight I need to have the most epic performance of my career. I need to take out Raquel Pennington so I can climb my way back to a title shot.
Tonight is the turning of the page. Miesha had her chance, and tonight's about me making the run.
A semi-finalist on The Ultimate Fighter, Colorado's Pennington has won 5 of her 7 UFC bouts since the show, making an impressive move from prospect to contender with a 3-fight run of consecutive victories over Jessica Andrade, Bethe Correia, and Elizabeth Phillips heading into tonight's bout.
This is definitely the biggest fight of my career, fighting the former champion at Madison Square Garden. But I'm just treating it like another fight to go out there and get the win.
2016 has likely been the most memorable year of Miesha Tate's storied career, as she both won and lost the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship, defeating Holly Holm before a defeat to Amanda Nunes. But tonight, she can end the year on a high note by beating Raquel Pennington right here inside Madison Square Garden.
Raquel Pennington's an incredibly tough, durable, and tenacious fighter, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the night, I'm going to win.
A member of Team Tate, as was just mentioned, on season 18 of The Ultimate Fighter, Raquel Pennington and Jessamine Duke. Man, they put on a show. They earned themselves the fight of the season, $25,000 bonus.
And Raquel Pennington has emerged from that show as one of the top female bantamweight contenders and a very tough matchup for anybody. She lost a split decision to Holly Holm in a very close fight and has had not one but 2 last-second victories. She submitted Ashley Evans-Smith and left her unconscious at 4:59, and then with Jessica Andrade submitted her at 4:58 of the second round. So these last-second victories are a big thing with Raquel Pennington.
Yeah, that one was on her 27th birthday.
Yeah, I mean, she's very tough. So the Ashley Evans-Smith fight and the Jessica Andrade fight notwithstanding, her last few fights she's looked really excellent. The submission of her Andrade was followed by the victory over Bethe Correia and then Elizabeth Phillips. She's one of the toughest, most durable fighters in this division. Very good at close-in fighting, very good boxing, good takedown defense, and very solid grappling as well.
Both of her UFC losses have come by split decision. This is a big step up, though, as she faces off against the former champion, Raquel Pennington. Winner of 3 straight, 5 of her last 7. Looking to win the first fight live on pay-per-view here tonight in MSG. It all started in Melbourne, Australia. Holly Holm defeated Ronda Rousey. Then Miesha Tate defeated Holly Holm. And then Amanda Nunes defeated Miesha Tate. And now Miesha wants to get right back in the race.
But she certainly does. I mean, you watch the fight where she won the title. I mean, that was just an amazing performance. A blood and guts performance by Miesha. Down in the 5th round, takes her down, and in a touch-and-go struggle, gets Holly Holm's back and chokes her unconscious for the victory. Absolutely the biggest victory of Miesha Tate's career and one of the best finishes in the history of the women's bantamweight division.
Our fighter description, Joe, pardon me, on Miesha Tate, brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
Unfortunately for her, she ran into the freight train that is Amanda Nunes, and Amanda caught her with a hard punch, staggered her, broke her nose, and finished her off on the ground. Holly Misha desperately wants to get back inside the octagon, get back on the winning track, and she has the opportunity tonight with Raquel Pennington, and a big victory, an impressive victory, could potentially set her up for another title shot.
The former UFC and Strikeforce champion, Miesha Tate. Live on pay-per-view, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The former champion, 2 years the elder of Raquel Pennington, will have a 2.5-inch reach advantage. To get us officially underway, Bruce Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena in New York City, New York, for UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 8 wins, 6 losses. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135.5 pounds. Fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, presenting the number 8 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Raquel "Rocky" Pennington. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 18 wins, 6 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135.5 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, presenting the former Strikeforce bantamweight champion and the former UFC bantamweight champion and the number 1 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Miesha "Cupcake" Tate! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, our referee. Ashley, Vanessa, Chrissy, Brittany, Ariani, here for UFC 205. Miesha Tate, Raquel Pennington. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Miesha Tate in the dark trunks, Raquel Pennington in the white trunks.
Raquel Pennington is excellent at distance, judging distance and counter shots, very good boxing. And Miesha Tate is one of the most outstanding grapplers in this division, who has constantly worked on her striking as well and showed a lot of improvement, particularly in the Jessica Eye fight. Good inside leg kick by Miesha.
Her coach on The Ultimate Fighter. This shows you how far Raquel Pennington has come.
Good left hook by Pennington.
Ducked under and delivered.
And a good jab by Pennington as well. Pennington, in my opinion, Mike, is one of the most underlooked bantamweights, but also one of the most difficult opponents. She's very tough, has a lot of skill, and is very aggressive inside the octagon. Good inside leg kick by Miesha, but Raquel is finding a home for that jab, and you start to see some redness in the face of Miesha Tate.
Yeah, pretty much immediately she has landed, and that will only up her level of confidence again.
She heard her, Mike.
Yeah,
she heard her with the right hand. Pennington is landing that jab with some shocking accuracy early on in this fight.
Pennington very close with her mom. Rose goes to every fight, cuts weight with her. She says she's my best friend.
Good uppercut there by Pennington.
Good work in the clinch by Miesha.
Yeah, Miesha going to the body here.
Come on over here.
Wizard.
The corner of Rocky.
Push on there. Stuff. You're fine.
And this is where Miesha excels. Very good takedowns and a very strong grappler. Miesha looking to get her hands clasped together, and Raquel is keeping them apart for now. Very good takedown defense so far. She's got the neck. Miesha's in big trouble. Big trouble. Miesha's in big trouble. Wow. And she's still got it. Oh my goodness. And Miesha, she's literally going upside down to take off the pressure from her neck. And she gets the takedown. Look at the sprawl by Pennington. Excellent. And again, she still has that neck in a bad position for Miesha. This time Miesha's got it on the outside, but she's got to be careful of the guillotine from here.
Miesha fights through it, at least for now. And there's the takedown.
Beautiful job by Tate. Relentless in her takedown attempts, and she's in full guard now.
Miesha's so relentless that Pennington basically slid across the octagon floor, and then Tate able to finish the takedown.
Good head position here for Miesha, keeping that forehead pinned to the chin of Raquel Pennington here as she applies pressure, stepping over the right leg, staying on her, and as Pennington moves to try to stand up, she's got to be very careful about giving up her back here, because Miesha's moving in a clockwise way, and she's already got that right hook in. The right leg is already in play, and she's moving to the back of Raquel Pennington. The only thing stopping her right now Raquel back up on her feet, but Miesha's got her back. And this is Miesha's position. This is how she won the title.
Yep. Miesha has landed takedowns coming into tonight in 14 of her 16 Strikeforce and UFC fights.
It's imperative that Raquel get out of this. Good hard elbows by Pennington. She's got to step away.
It is worthy of note that Amanda Nunes stuffed all 5 of Tate's takedown attempts, pardon me, at UFC 200.
Miesha hanging on Raquel, making her carry her weight here. And Raquel doing a good job of controlling that right arm of Miesha Tate. She's just hanging on to it. And Miesha's just riding her here.
15.
Waiting for Pennington to make a mistake, but not much time left. And they go down.
What? Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the Beast. Brian Caraway, Robert Fowler. Breathing.
We need to go. Once you started getting good is when we backed up to the cage and went high, low, go. So you're going to go 3-4 punches. They're not going to land. She's going to run away. Okay? 3-4 punches, elevation change, and then go. So it's going to take, remember when we said people run, it's going to take 5 or 6 punches. Okay? You're not going to get it done with one. It's either going to be 1 punch and a shot or 5 or 6 back up to the cage. Okay?
This is when you're not being offensive. So we need more feints. Feint the leg. Just continue to feint. Bounce on your feet. All right? She's never going to commit to the takedown when you're feinting that jab. Okay? You're always going to be ready when you're feinting.
Hey, I'll sit down and play, right?
She can't do nothing to you on the feet, and you know that. She can't do anything unless she jumps on your back.
There you see that jab of Pennington's that we were talking about. Excellent boxing by Raquel. Doubled up there. And here she had an excellent choke attempt and had Miesha in all sorts of trouble before Miesha turned it around. But when it comes to damage and danger, I would give that to Pennington.
Joe Guzman, Jason Coots, Juan Gonzalez in the corner of Pennington. Gonzalez studied Olympic Taekwondo, 2nd degree black belt.
The real question is whether Raquel will choose to engage her in a grappling exchange again after Miesha took her down and controlled her for the end of the fight, for the end of the round rather. She seemed to be most dominant on her feet, particularly with that jab. And there it is again, and the right hand behind it. Beautiful jab by Pennington.
And we heard her corner, Joe, say that she cannot do anything to you on the feet.
And I think they're correct. I don't think it's not that she can't do anything, but that Pennington is definitely having more success, and she looks faster and more fluid with her hands. But we got to remember from the Jessica Eye fight that Miesha can crack.
Yep.
But boy, Pennington is just popping her with that jab. There it is again. Again. Beautiful jab. And that is an educated left hand by Raquel Pennington. An uppercut. Avoids a heavy right hand and a left behind it.
A little bit of a desperation takedown by Miesha, because she is eating jab after jab after jab.
Hard uppercut in the clinch by Pennington.
Pennington looking for the biggest victory of her career.
Knee to the body by Miesha Tate. And another. Miesha's got the tie clinch here. She's got the plum. And she's looking once again for the takedown. You see excellent head positioning again by Miesha. Really keeps that forehead pinned to Rocky's jaw. Raquel's trying to push her way and pull out of there.
Go again. Knee again.
There it is. Drive, back up. Drive to the fence.
Brian Caraway.
Looking great control there, Miesha. Looking great.
Good job. Head pressure,
knee,
beautiful.
look to catch that knee when she's throwing it.
There you go. Great head pressure,
Good head position.
Beautiful work. Stay on it, back on it.
Oh, good job in the clinch by Pennington. A lot of head fighting here.
Good uppercut by Pennington, but she allowed Miesha to grapple again. She allowed Miesha to control her. See, if I was in Pennington's corner, I would be telling her, please break free here. Disengage. You're so much more dominant in the striking exchanges.
Elbow. Dan Mergliata making sure that Miesha didn't grab the fence there. And Pennington, look at the head strikes, Joe. A lot of those are those jabs we were talking about.
Yeah, Pennington now riding Miesha's back, looking to control her, but when it goes to the ground, Miesha has been able to control Pennington and ended the round on her back with the body triangle locked.
Well, there's certainly no lack of belief.
There's some good shots here by Pennington.
In Raquel Pennington's mind that she can beat the elite in this division. Fighting very well here.
Well, as you said, she only has 2 split decision losses, and one of them was the former champion Holly Holm.
Absolutely.
In a very close fight.
90 seconds on the clock here in round number 2. Pennington trains in Colorado Springs, born and raised there. Good body shots.
Pennington's just letting her control that plum clinch. She can't do that because Miesha's got a very good knee from that position. And Pennington's been able to land some pretty good punches when she's got Miesha pressed up against the cage here.
There's a knee from Rocky, answered by Tate.
Good uppercut to the body by Pennington. This is a grueling fight here, Mike.
Absolutely. Nice knee. Pennington is landing the more powerful strikes here in the clinch.
She certainly is, but in the clinch, she gives Miesha that possibility of taking her down. Whereas I feel like when she's got distance, particularly with that jab, she's been so dominant.
Yep. Again and again.
Good shots in the clinch here.
Nicely done.
Good right hand by Miesha there. And there's that
jab.
I got you. Breathing.
Okay? Punch is slow, you're trying not fast, you're not giving it your heart, you're going like a fucking turtle. Let's get the fuck up and get aggressive. Gas yourself out. Okay? You're standing outside, you're not fucking pushing, you're not doing your moves, you hit a couple moves and you give up, you hit one move. Deep breath.
Okay, Mish, you got more to give, you gotta go give it. This is the round now. We gotta get after it.
What's going on through your head? Are you tired? You're not tired? I mean, you're normal tired, but there's 2 times. You're going tired. It's fine.
Turn this into your fight. Get messy and go.
And here we see that educated jab by Raquel Pennington. And there's a right hand over the top by Pennington, and several punches landed in the clinch. There's a good right hand by Miesha, and she moves away.
Third and final round.
Final round.
Tate,
Final round. Let's go. Fight.
Pennington. 5 minutes remain. Watch the jab again. Robert Paul is saying you got to turn it up here.
Miesha tries to pull guard here. Interesting. That's how confident she is in her grappling.
And how much she doesn't want to eat those jabs.
Yes, absolutely. And she's down here. Pennington's got to be real careful that right arm. Real careful. Good elbows by Pennington. Uh-oh. That's what we're talking about. Raquel's got to be real careful. Pull out of there. She's got to get that arm. And for Miesha, Miesha's got to control that arm before she gives away what she's doing. Now she possibly could set up a triangle here. She's got to grab the arm. She's grabbing that left arm, and she's got to get her hips up and higher. That right arm is still in play, and that will defend. But now she's switching, and she's going to switch back to an arm bar. Beautiful transitions here by Miesha, but a little loose. For Raquel Pennington, she should just get out of this if she can. She's trying to hammer with punches, but she's still in danger. And she could switch it over to the left arm bar now. Pennington very educated, though, keeping that elbow just deep enough so that it doesn't catch. But right here again, she's letting her lock her legs and cross her legs. And that's like step 7 to 10 in submitting somebody. Maybe 6, step 6. So she's got to be careful of that left leg now, because if Miesha gets her right knee under and in between the legs of Pennington, you may see her attack that leg. And Pennington, good job avoiding that. And now Miesha's in a bad spot. North-south position, and Raquel Pennington, who has some very good choking ability. We saw it in the Ashley Evans Smith fight and the Jessica Andrade fight. Miesha's in a bad spot here.
The bulldog choke.
Yes. Very rare choke.
Let go of her shorts, Miesha.
Miesha did a good job there getting her leg in play, but Raquel staying on top, controlling her.
Calm and controlled.
But look at this.
Miesha working her way up.
Good job there by Pennington circling away, and she forces Miesha down. She's going for that choke again. She's going for that 10-finger guillotine, where it's really almost like a neck crank, trapping the neck and the head, and Miesha got out of that. And Miesha trying to use those butterflies and attack the leg. That's what we were talking about before. She's going to try to attack that right leg. But Raquel recognizes that and keeps her body very close to avoid that. And now it's got through. Now it got through. She's trying to attack that heel, but it's not quite there. Not quite there. Pennington can pop out of it now.
There she does. 2 minutes.
If I was in Pennington's corner, I would tell her to move away. Move away. Hard leg kick there by Pennington.
And if you're Raquel Pennington, you would love to earn the stoppage, seeing your 2 losses by a split decision.
But she obviously feels very comfortable grappling with Miesha. But my point was that she was so dominant in establishing that jab and utilizing her strike standing up. And there's that 10-finger guillotine position again. She really likes that.
And it was Miesha who pulled guard early in this round, Joe.
But again, Miesha looking to grab that leg, and Pennington defends it expertly.
Looking for her 4th straight UFC victory.
And the biggest one to date by far, if Pennington can pull this off.
Constant pressure from Raquel Pennington.
Excellent punches in the clinch. Clearly, she's outstruck Miesha, both in the clinch and at distance.
This division just continues to amaze us.
Well, once it was established, and you see such a dominant champion in Ronda Rousey, all the younger fighters tried to rise up to that level. And that's where we find ourselves now. They're growing and developing inside the octagon. And Raquel Pennington is emerging, in my opinion, in this fight as a truly world-class contender.
And she was on that season, Rousey and Tate. Season 18 of The Ultimate Fighter.
Coached by Tate.
Yes, indeed. Final seconds of the fight.
Raquel Pennington on top, pounding on Miesha Tate. What a huge performance by Raquel Pennington. Absolutely stunning. And virtually unmarked. Excellent show of sportswomanship. Is that a word?
It is now.
It just seems weird to say sportsmanship. But just a great fight and a tough fight. And as we said, coming into this fight, I think Raquel Pennington is one of the most overlooked contenders in this division. And maybe not after tonight.
Fight replay brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
And here's the beginning when she had her lifted up in the air. I mean, this was crazy. And Miesha kept stepping up on the cage and trying to alleviate the pressure on her neck by turning upside down. And there's that beautiful, educated jab by Pennington. Pops it in there twice. And the right hand over the top. And there's that jab again. Beautiful jab by Pennington. And takedown at the end of the fight. Just an excellent performance by Pennington.
We await the judges' scorecards. Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period. Wireless figured out. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Raquel "Rocky" Pennington.
I'm here with the winner, Raquel Pennington, in the most important and the biggest victory of your career. How did it feel to face off against Miesha Tate, having her coach you on The Ultimate Fighter, and now come full circle to beating her?
You know, first off, New York, I'm glad to be here. It's been an honor to fight here. Thank you, UFC. But to go against Miesha, you know, I must be doing something right. She's somebody I've always looked up to, and it's like that saying, I don't know, where they're your idols and then they become your rivals. That's exactly what happened.
You showed in this fight really a beautiful, educated jab, but a full set of skills. Your wrestling and your takedown attempts were a big part of your victory here tonight.
You know, ever since I got into the UFC, everybody's categorized me as this brawler, but I have a full toolbox full of tools that the world has yet to see.
Raquel, this is a huge, huge victory for you. This moves you. She was the #1 contender. This moves you to the top of the heap. Congratulations on a really spectacular performance. Raquel Pennington, ladies and gentlemen.
What a moment for Raquel.
I want to say congratulations to Raquel. I'm incredibly proud of her. She's a member of my team, and I'm excited to see her do so well. But I'm announcing my retirement, you guys. I love you all so much. I've been doing this for over a decade. Thank you so much for being here. I love this sport forever, but it's not my time anymore. It's the future's time.
Is this something that you had thought about before this fight, or is this because of the result?
It's because of the result. I had a lot more to give, but I couldn't pull it out of myself. You know, it's been a long time, taking a lot of punishment. I still love this sport. I love you guys so much. Thank you, but this is it for me.
Well, Miesha, it's been an honor to call your fights. You achieved the highest honor in the sport. You became the women's bantamweight champion. Thank you very much for all your fights in the octagon. Miesha Tate, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Certainly not expected, but that woman has been just pure class and a great competitor for years. She reached the top. UFC champion Miesha Tate, thank you for all the great years of competition. So Miesha Tate said it was more about the performance tonight, and the thing is, it's only months later than when she reached the pinnacle, when she won the UFC title that she so dearly hunted down for years and years. The celebs are here inside Madison Square Garden. Look at that. Zac Efron and Madonna. Our good friend, Gordon Ramsay. And none other than the champion. She is here tonight. The Lioness, Amanda Nunes. She will fight Ronda Rousey at the end of the year. Tonight's Locker Room, sponsored by IconicFaceoff.com. The UFC's social gaming partner. Real friends, real money, real time, and Twins.com. It's the dream of every athlete to compete at home, even more so when home is Madison Square Garden. For Chris Weidman, the dream comes true. Yoel Romero, one of 8 Olympic medalists to compete in the UFC. He knows that the crowd will not be on his side, but as a former member of the Cuban Olympic team, he is more than used to competing on foreign turf. Weidman, Romero are set to meet next.
UFC 205. Alvarez versus McGregor is being brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period. Wireless figured out. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Kalo, the functional wedding ring for an active lifestyle. Available at Kalo.com. Tonight's arrivals are brought to you by Harley-Davidson Operation Personal Freedom. Learn more about how Harley-Davidson supports the men and women who protect our freedom at your local dealer or h-d.com/military. Born and raised in the fighting city of Philadelphia, UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez has made the 95-mile journey north to New York City. Well aware of the magnitude of tonight's main event here inside Madison Square Garden. His opponent, UFC featherweight champion Conor McGregor, can make his own UFC history tonight. And he announced his arrival to the Big Apple in his own unique way when he said, "The Irish, we built this town. We built this city, and now we're back. And now we're coming to claim what's ours. So it's an honor to be here. It's truly a dream come true."
This is amazing.
A rematch for the title.
I can't wait to see it again.
Maybe I'm lost in the grind, busted by all I desire, possibly cause there be no more bonds and exhaust in the fire.
Daniel Cormier!
Oh! Good Lord, that is a terrifying man.
Anthony Johnson. Watch for the kicks of Showtime.
Never ask me to hell.
Big right hand.
Never ask me to hell. Never ask me to hell.
One of New York's originals, Patsy's Pizzeria, first opened in Harlem in 1933 and is catered to legendary stars like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Tony Bennett, and Francis Ford Coppola. Its ambiance helped shape his characters in The Godfather. UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud for you. What a night inside the Mecca, Madison Square Garden.
These fighter
rankings are sponsored by EA Sports UFC 2. Play the live event competition in EA Sports UFC 2 for a chance to win $5,000. Check EA.com/UFC for details. Joe Michael Bisping is our champion. Luke Rockhold's here in the house. Chris Weidman's about to fight.
I mean, what a talent-stacked division. Luke Rockhold, of course, who beat Chris Weidman in Weidman's last outing. They've got Jacare Souza, who was slated to fight Luke Rockhold before Rockhold got injured. Yoel Romero, who might be the best athlete in MMA today. Gegard Mousasi, who looked sensational against Vitor Belfort. He'll face off against Uriah Hall next week. Amazing division.
On this long and challenging journey to MSG, no member of the UFC roster was more vocal than Chris Weidman. And tonight is a dream come true for the most dominant fighter in UFC history that was born and raised right here in the state of New York.
Oh, my, he got hit. Chris Weidman is the UFC middleweight champion.
Chris Weidman was one of the scariest, most dangerous champions in the sport. His ruthless destruction of Vitor Belfort.
The All-American.
His title-winning effort against Anderson Silva. His vicious knockout of Mark Munoz. There's no doubt that Chris Weidman is one of the best 185-pound fighters alive. He was a dominant champion, but he was stopped by Luke Rockhold in a fight where he made one critical error. He has an opportunity now to fight Yoel Romero, one of the most devastating and dangerous middleweights arguably ever. A real physical freak. Yoel Romero does stuff inside the octagon that makes grown men look like children. He ragdolls people. His speed is incredible. He has vicious knockout power. And he has all of the strengths that Weidman has. Yoel Romero will be facing an incredibly determined Chris Weidman when he steps into the octagon in Madison Square Garden.
I'm so proud to be in New York. I'm coming here right now. I feel this energy. My goal is to win this fight and then go fight for the belt.
It's a very difficult fight for Chris Weidman. It's a very difficult fight for Yoel Romero. And the winner of this fight will get to challenge Michael Bisping for the UFC middleweight title. It is an incredibly important fight for the UFC's middleweight division. Silver medalist in freestyle wrestling in the 2000 Olympics. 11-1 in his MMA record. And undefeated inside the octagon. His lone mixed martial arts loss was to Feijão Abel Cavalcante by stoppage back in 2011. Since then, he has gone on a tear. And when you talk about a guy that's just really incredibly gifted physically, Yoel Romero is the guy that comes to mind.
9 of 11 career wins by knockout.
It's a real physical freak. He's got ridiculous power, and what's interesting about this fight is that his wrestling ability is about as good as it gets for mixed martial arts. He's just a truly sensational wrestler. That has always been one of the big strengths of Chris Weidman. One thing coming into this fight that we should take into consideration is that Weidman will have a height, a 2-inch height, and a reach advantage, and that could play a factor in this fight.
Our fighter description here of the Soldier of God, Yoel Romero, brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the Beast. 7-fight win streak, one of 8 Olympic medalists to compete in the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
And he's no spring chicken. He's 39 years old. And how many 39-year-olds look like that?
12.
Look at this guy. Look at this.
No one spent more time in Albany, New York over the last many years, no fighter on the UFC roster than this man, the All-American. Dream come true tonight for Chris Weidman. Let's let him walk in and enjoy the moment. This is awesome.
Couple things to consider coming into this fight for Chris Weidman. First of all, this is the first time we've seen Chris Weidman return after a defeat, and an absolutely brutal defeat at the hands of Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold absolutely beat him down in that fight.
Yep.
Another thing to take into consideration is that he had surgery.
Neck
he had surgery on his neck. He had a bulging disc that he had repaired. We do not know how he's recovered from that. But obviously, it's a very significant issue.
His only career loss, and it was, as you said, a beatdown, courtesy of Luke Rockhold. So there's the mental part of that. Then, Joe, as you pointed out, there's the physical part of recovering from surgery. He does have that man in his corner, Mark Henry, and Ray Longo, who he's been with forever. There's Matt the Terracet.
He's absolutely got sensational coaching, no doubt about it. But the real question is, again, physically and psychologically, where is he right now? And we will find out shortly.
Rockhold defeated him at UFC 194. But then Luke Rockhold was defeated at UFC 199 by the man who replaced Chris Weidman on a couple of weeks' notice, Michael the Count Bisping,
a.k.a. the champ.
Yes, indeed. There he is, the UFC middleweight champion, watching this fight very closely. Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The former champ, 32. The Cuban Olympian, 39. Weidman, 6'2", 2 inches taller, and has a significant reach advantage. Once again, we check in with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185.5 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Pinar del Rio, Cuba, presenting the 2000 Olympics freestyle wrestling silver medalist and the number 4 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Yoel, Soldier of God, Romero. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record. 13 wins, 1 loss. He stands 62 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Baldwin, New York, presenting the former UFC middleweight champion and the #2 ranked middleweight contender in the world, the All-American, Chris Weidman. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. The beautiful Ariana. Chris Weidman. Yoel Romero.
Here we go. First one. You ready? Are you ready? Let's do this.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Black trunks for Weidman. White trunks for the southpaw Romero.
And this is a fight that easily could have taken place while Weidman was a champion, and was one that I was really looking forward to just stylistically because of the incredible wrestling background of Yoel Romero, and that being one of the primary strengths of Weidman. I think it's a very interesting matchup.
Unbelievable wrestling background for Romero. Yet 9 of his 11 career victories have come by knockout.
He's just so powerful and explosive and very reserved in his movements. You see him, he looks almost relaxed and lackadaisical in there. And then out of nowhere, he will explode.
And that left hand is always right there. And he's ready to fire away at any time.
He has faced some endurance problems in the past.
Tim Kennedy fight?
Yeah, and a lot of that can be, well, that was really him getting hurt in that fight. And that was one of the most controversial moments inside the octagon, where Kennedy had him badly hurt at the end of the 2nd round. Oh, big kick to the body by Yoel. And then Yoel stayed on his stool for far longer than the 1 minute allotted time. And Kennedy was complaining. And Yoel wound up stopping him in the 3rd round.
Focusing on New York's own Chris Weidman. See what his attack is. First fight in 11 months. He had a 9-fight UFC win streak going into the Rockhold battle.
You can see the big red spot on Chris's body where Yoel landed that kick. He looked for that side kick to the leg there. Takedown attempt by Weidman, and he gets it.
But not for long.
Not for long at all.
Wow, good perseverance by the All-American.
Another attempt by Weidman, dragging that leg. Yoel defends. But interesting, Weidman letting him know that he will attack with his wrestling.
Not only did Chris Weidman wrestle at Hofstra, he was a volunteer assistant coach at his alma mater. He's been with Ray Longo and Matt Serra for a long, long time.
And if you talk about the key to beating Yoel Romero, it may very well be making him fight a very high-paced fight.
Yep.
That would include defending takedowns. And the more Weidman can get Yoel to do that, there's a good kick to the body by Weidman, and another one, and another one. And look for an axe kick there. And again, goes back to the takedown attempts, but this time, Yoel reverses it. Good leg kick by Weidman. Briefly stands in the southpaw position, now back to orthodox.
Mix it up, keep a frenetic pace.
Well, that's one of Weidman's strengths, is his endurance.
Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from Enzo Gracie and Matt Serra back in May of 2015 is when he officially earned it. What an honor.
Good counter there by Weidman. Very calm in the pocket.
Very calm. Little slip and then the return. Romero training an American top team. Pushing forward now dangerous at every moment. Again, Weidman, combinations, changing levels, and shoots.
One more takedown attempt, and he gets it this time. He's on his back here. Let's see what Romero does.
Tough to keep Romero down.
Well, he's just got incredible wrestling ability and freak strength. But Weidman is on his back here.
One of the most popular figures in international wrestling for over a decade. Romero earned his medal in Sydney, Australia back in 2000.
He's looking for the Kimura on Weidman here, and the time is up.
Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
Okay, Ram. Tenemos que hacer más este round, okay?
You have to do more in this round.
Tenemos que hacer mucho más este round.
You have to do a lot more, okay?
Tira un poco más las manos esta, redúcele la distancia.
Use a little bit more your hand and your distance.
Yeah, just keep that range and keep the fakes going, man. Beautiful.
Keep him guessing. He's already fucking getting winded. You're burning his
Breathe.
One more round and he's gonna get fucking desperate.
Perfect. That's it. Good deep breath. You good?
One
more water? Let's go. Bring it out. Let's go, Chris.
Very confident corner in the champion, excuse me, the former champion, Chris Weidman. And they think that Yoel Romero is already slowing down. Interesting that Romero was covering himself with water in the corner. Throwing water on his legs, throwing water on his head and his body.
Let's go. Mario just pushed him out of the way. They begin round two. Matt Ray Longo.
Good kick to the body there by Weidman.
At age 17, Joe, and man, for a long time, both of those guys told us that this young kid, Chris Weidman, was for real.
He's absolutely for real. And so's Yoel Romero. Right now, I like what Weidman's doing. I like how he's constantly mixing it up, especially with the takedown attempts. He's constantly active. He doesn't allow Romero to set up, which is where Romero gets really scary.
Yep.
And the more pressure he puts on him, the more Romero's going to slow down.
The Long Islander fighting at MSG. Dream come true for Chris Weidman.
Romero's looking to land. There's that nice inside leg kick by Romero. A lot of fakes by Weidman, too. I like that. Keep Romero guessing.
Mixing it up, total strikes. You look at the numbers. Neither fighter really taking control yet.
Good movement by Weidman.
Yeah.
Really like his head movement. He looks very calm and relaxing there.
There was that big left hand by Romero.
Well, Romero always dangerous.
Yeah, that's the fight stopper.
And remember, he stopped Kennedy in the third round in a fight where he was brutalized in the second. So he does carry that power, even if he's tired.
Weidman, the first man to knock out Anderson Silva. Keeman Silva's 38th professional fight.
Nice knee to the body by Weidman, and then a kick. He's talking about an eye poke. Let's see if that's real. Did he get eye poked?
Pegó acá, good there, sí, okay, ¿está bien?
Let's go to the replay and see if we can get a look at what exactly happened.
Está bien ahora entonces, ¿está bien? ¿Quiere que llame al doctor o no? A ver. ¿Quiere que llame al doctor o no?
Yeah, for sure. Some fingers went into that right eye. Absolutely.
Should I call in the doctor? You good?
You ready? Let's go.
That's interesting. Yamasaki wasn't buying it. I mean, he definitely got eye poked, and Mario sort of rushed him back into competition.
Romero, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. A right hand from Weidman.
There's that hard kick to the body, but again, Weidman got the leg. What balance.
Spectacular athlete.
So far, his best weapon, Mike, has been that left kick to the body.
2 on the clock in the second. Weidman sprawls.
Beautiful takedown. Boy, look at that. Good Lord. The way he spun around behind him, there's not a whole lot of humans that can move like that.
19, 29, 39. 49 doesn't seem to matter with Romero.
He's very good at those trips, too.
One of the only people to defeat the great Cael Sanderson, and he did it twice. Pretty much mention it every time Romero fights, but it's that significant.
It's incredibly significant. If you're a fan of amateur wrestling, Cael Sanderson is a stud.
Yep.
And to beat a guy like that twice, it's just an unbelievable accomplishment. Hard knee to the thigh by Romero, and Weidman just can't shake him loose. He's on his back here. And this is the thing. I mean, Weidman is a very, very good wrestler, but there's levels to this thing.
Sure.
And Romero is at the highest level. And boom, he gets him down. And he's riding him here. And this has got to be incredibly frustrating for Weidman, who initiated the grappling several times. But once Romero is on him, rather, he's feeling that high-level grappling ability.
Right here, right now. There's All-Americans, there's national champions, there are Olympians, and then there are very few Olympic medalists, and that's what this man is.
And then there's world champions. Yep. I mean, he's a world champion caliber wrestler. And he's all over Weidman here.
Second best in the world in 2000.
Here's a nice body kick by Romero, and as we said, it's one of the best weapons he's utilized inside the octagon so far. And that one, he got caught. Look at this beautiful trip. Look how he spins effortlessly behind him.
Okay, 5 minutos.
Okay, 5 minutes. We have to win this round. You can't go to a decision. You have to beat him in this round.
And again, cross. Give me some combinations in there, too. Breathe. You're looking good, man. That was it. Might have stolen at the end. That's it. 5 minutes. You want it, it's yours. He can't. He has nothing on you.
If you shoot, it's right off.
That's it.
5 minutes, Chris.
Come on, Chris.
Everything you got, Chris. This is everything. We need this round.
UFC fans, let your voice be heard. Tell us who you think is winning each fight by following @UFC on Twitter. All it takes is one click to vote on how you're scoring the fight. See all of the results live. Find out how your vote stacks up.
You ready? Let's go.
Third and final round.
This is shaping up to be very interesting, Mike. Very different corner. Talking to Chris Weidman at the end of round 2 than in 1-1. Very nice kick to the body.
And then they both throw kicks at the same time.
Flying knee. He knocked him out. Wow. That's it. This fight's over.
It is all over. Yoel Romero.
Wow. Wow.
That is an extremely dangerous man.
Look at this. Right in front of us.
Soldier of God.
Wow. And look at that massive gash on the head of Chris Weidman. I mean, he is just pouring blood here as he sits up. arms are moving. I mean, he's barely supporting himself. He got really, really badly hurt there.
Fight replay brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
And this is what we're talking about. Romero, the sensational, explosive ability that he possesses. I mean, this fight could have been stopped right there for sure and wasn't, unfortunately, because it's over. And Mario Yamasaki lets him take a couple really unnecessary shots. I mean, he flew at him there. And boom, drops bombs on him. Watch this again. Boom! I mean, literally launched himself through the air. Wow. What a knockout for Yoel Romero. Unbelievable.
Joe, it looked like Chris Weidman was looking to either fake or shoot. Look for the takedown, and man, he paid.
He's still badly hurt. Weidman has not gotten up yet.
Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS. Get a fast, nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period. Wireless figured out. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki's called a stop to this contest at 24 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by TKO, Yoel, Soldier of God, Romero.
I'm here with the winner, Yoel Romero.
You did it, boy.
I'm here with Yoel Romero. Yoel, congratulations on a truly spectacular knockout victory. Give us your thoughts on how this fight played out.
¿Cuáles son tus pensamientos de cómo se terminó la
Dios es grande.
God is great.
He entrenado mucho.
I've trained very hard.
No importa lo que haya pasado en mi vida.
It doesn't matter whatever's happened in my life.
Cuántos baches hayas en mi vida.
How many ditches I've had to go through in my life.
Voy a seguir hacia adelante.
I'm going to keep going forward.
Para la meta que Dios me ha puesto.
For what God has given me, the belt.
Now, Yoel, this was a fight for the #1 contender position. You will be challenging for the world title next. Give us your thoughts on that potential matchup.
El que ganaba esta pelea tiene posibilidades de fajarse para el campeonato mundial. ¿Cuáles son tus pensamientos en la segunda pelea?
Tú lo has dicho, Joe.
You said it, Joe.
Es la oportunidad del título.
There's an opportunity for the belt.
Dios la acaba de abrir.
God just finished opening.
Yoel, please take a look at the big screen. Michael Bisping's giving you the thumbs down and the bird.
I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike. You say something like this for me, and now I say you. I love you. See you soon, boy.
Yoel, this is an incredible opportunity for you to fight for the world title. Give us your thoughts on Michael Bisping as a title holder and how you think that fight would play out.
Esta es una increíble oportunidad para pelear por el campeonato mundial. ¿Cuáles son tus pensamientos sobre Michael Bisping y cómo saldrías de esa pelea?
Mike, you see now they're really champion. They're really champions to here. You know me, boy. You know me. You know me. You remember in Germany, when I stay in Germany, you say, Yoel Romero, I knew you heard me for wrestling. You forget that? I come now.
Yoel, congratulations on a sensational performance. Yoel Romero, ladies and gentlemen.
Michael Bisping already communicating with Yoel Romero. Wow. Now look who's in the house. Jacare. Unfortunately, Luke Rockhold injured. We want to see Jacare. There he is, the champion. Cleveland's own Stipe Miocic. And Nick Jonas in the house. Next to Demi Lovato, they're going on a great tour. always here in attendance at the UFC. Wow. This look at our upcoming fighters is brought to you by EA Sports UFC 2. Get up to 70% off of EA Sports UFC 2 for a limited time on the Xbox One and PlayStation consoles. Joe, we will start with the UFC's only unbeaten champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She is undoubtedly the most dominant title holder right now. Her opponent will be Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and she will look for revenge from that amateur loss. So, the women's strawweight title fight is just moments away. And on Friday, December 30th, the women's bantamweight championship is on the line at UFC 207. It's Amanda Nunes versus Ronda Rousey. She's back.
Ronda Rousey, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm the best in the world every single day of the year.
Everything is special about Ronda Rousey.
She's the Michael Jordan of her sport.
She's a female hero.
The greatest in the world, and we haven't found a close second yet. Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm.
It is all over. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. And now here's the big question. What now?
Misha's got her back, looking to lock it in. She's out! Miesha Tate, the third women's bantamweight champion. Oh! Amanda Nunes is the first female Brazilian UFC champion.
Wow, what a crazy division this women's bantamweight has turned out to be. Dana White.
Have you heard from Ronda yet?
I text Ronda, and she said, oh, looks like I got to get back to work.
It's the end of all we know.
Fighting is the most important thing in the world, so I have to keep going.
Do we hold on or let go?
I was doing what I'm the best in the world at, and I need to do it again.
Watch me as I climb the throne.
When I started training for MMA, I always think fighting Ronda Rousey because at the time she's the best. But now everything's changing. Ronda have had time, but now is my time.
Amanda Nunes has done it! It's the next level. Look at those shots.
Wow! Ronda Rousey!
She is just spectacular.
I'm the best in the world, and I'm gonna win.
Nobody gonna take this belt.
Very, very interesting matchup for so many reasons. First of all, interesting to see what Ronda looks like coming back from her first MMA loss, and a devastating one at that. Second of all, very interesting because of the skill set of Amanda Nunes. You saw the way she dismantled Miesha Tate in just a stunning performance. She has real, legit knockout power. She has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She trains with one of the best teams in the world, an American top team. She's a really, really dangerous fighter for anyone in the division. And if Ronda Rousey can come back and beat her, she truly is back.
Amanda Nunes, Ronda Rousey. The stare down yesterday, the fight is official. Amanda Nunes, part of the reason that Miesha Tate said goodbye tonight. Ronda Rousey wants that belt back. Tickets are on sale now. UFC 207. Nunes against Rousey. Friday, December 30th, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. All right, let's check in live. North Philadelphia, Maggie's Waterfront Cafe. They love the Underground King, Eddie Alvarez. Grew up in Kensington, Pennsylvania. About 10 miles from there, we look live inside the locker room of the champion.
Yeah, he is fired up. I mean, this is an enormous opportunity for Eddie Alvarez, for him to defend his title in the biggest ever event in MMA history here in Madison Square Garden. And those people at Maggie's Tavern seem to agree.
They absolutely do. The pride, the fighting pride of Philadelphia.
If I was a bartender, I'd cut them all off right now.
No, I wouldn't. That could cause problems. Calm, cool, collected, the face of the nation. Conor McGregor.
Who gets their hands wrapped while they're wearing an expensive suit? Conor McGregor does. He's just such a character in so many ways, but really a spectacular fighter and such a fascinating guy. And what I like about him most is that he goes towards the challenge. This is a huge challenge. He could have easily just decided to defend his featherweight title. He wants to make history. He wants to be the first fighter to have 2 titles simultaneously, and he has that opportunity tonight. It's going to be an amazing matchup.
The strawweight fight, Joe, and these fighter rankings, sponsored by EA Sports UFC 2. Play the live event competition in EA Sports UFC 2 for a chance to win $5,000. Check EA.com/UFC for details. There's the champion, there's the challenger.
Well, the most significant challenge so far was Claudia Gadelha. She showed that she had improved greatly in the unanimous decision victory against Claudia in their rematch. Iona Jacek is just so precise. She's so devastating. And as her takedown defense has improved and her striking, she's gotten more and more fluid and comfortable with it inside the octagon. She's just truly been stunning as a champion.
So we are set for the first of our 3 title fights here inside Madison Square Garden, and the entire nation of Poland will be laser focused on this marquee matchup as their country's 2 greatest are set to collide.
Asię poznałam kilka lat temu na amatorskich zawodach. Była moją idolką. Była 7-krotną mistrzynią świata. Teraz bardzo dużo rzeczy się zmieniło. Jestem kompletną zawodniczką MMA.
There is no time for playing around. I just want to send a message to my opponents that fight with me is not going to be easy.
Iona Jacek is currently one of the most dangerous and dominant champions in the sport. And her vicious combination of kicks, knees, elbows, and punches, along with her sensational takedown defense and her championship confidence, makes her feared in the women's division.
I was born to be a fighter, and I was born to be a champion.
And again, they can stop this fight.
It is all over! You try to think, what is the perfect style of challenger that you would like to see fight her? That is Karolina Kowalkiewicz. You want someone who's got good wrestling, who's very durable, very physically strong, very tough. Karolina Kowalkiewicz has all of that. But will it be enough?
Chcę z nią zobaczyć, ona jest najlepsza na świecie. Ja sobie lubię stawiać wysoko poprzeczkę i naprawdę wierzę w to, że jestem w stanie ją pokonać.
Karolina should be happy that I let her fight with me. I'm giving her a big chance, and she should be happy and thankful for that, because after the fight, she's not going to be happy anymore.
In her professional career, 3 of those victories inside the octagon. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, her last loss in an amateur fight, March 2012, against the woman she would love to defeat tonight, Iona Jacek. The thing that I like the most in watching all the setup, Joe, is when Karolina said, she was my idol, now I won her belt. Check out the fighter description for Kowalkiewicz, brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the Beast.
there's certainly no loss of confidence from Carolina. She is very confident. She's very tough. We saw that in the Rose Namajunas fight. She's very skillful. She's got an excellent combination of physical strength, good grappling, and very good striking. And she believes the time is now. She's here. She gets the chance in the biggest arena ever to fight for the title. I'm really curious to see how she performs against the champion. And I do believe it will help her having faced Joanna in the past.
Karolina Kowalkiewicz turned pro 2 months, Joe, after that amateur fight in March of 2012. Much like the champion, smile on her face, has fun, enjoys what she does for a living. But once they walk through that right there, they are all types of business and very vicious strikers who want one thing and one thing only, UFC gold. Their hometowns in Poland separated by 147 miles. The smile on the face of the challenger, Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
She looks remarkably calm, Mike. Scary woman, Mike.
Big time.
So intense and so focused, so driven and so ferocious inside the octagon. She is easily one of the most dominant and terrifying champions in MMA today.
Her new home is American Top Team. Her new head coach is Mike Brown. She said, I feel free. And changing my team and coaches was one of the best decisions of my life. Now, I saw Dean Thomas at the hotel the other day, and I said, how about Joanna? What's she like? And he said, Gordy, she's beast. One day, he and Joanna were at the gym, and he had some, like, pain relief cream. And he said, Joanna, you want some? And she's like, nah, I like pain. I don't need any.
That's very good.
I don't know if it was in that voice, but it was awesome. He just loves it.
She's a fearsome woman. She really is. And her performances inside the octagon have been nothing short of sensational. The Claudia Gadelha fight, as we alluded to earlier, was a huge victory for her because they had a real close fight the first time. Second time, not so close. 5-round unanimous decision. The victory of Valerie Letourneau, 5-round unanimous decision before that. And she destroyed Jessica Panay before that. And then the vicious, nasty title fight winning victory over Carla Esparza marked her run. I mean, she just really is one of the best examples, as I've said before, of a world Muay Thai champion who has learned the skills of MMA and now can apply those Muay Thai techniques with spectacular results inside the octagon.
Strawweight champion of the world, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Our tale of the tape for this strawweight title fight, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. 2 years younger is the champion. She is 3 inches taller. Everything else is virtually identical. First of 3 title fights tonight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Strawweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding an undefeated professional record. 10 wins, no losses. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 114 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Łódź, Poland, presenting the number 2 ranked strawweight contender in the world, the challenger, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a striker holding an undefeated professional record, 12 wins, no losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 114 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Olsztyn, Poland, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC strawweight champion of the world, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
Both of you have been given your instructions. Touch gloves now if you like. Let's fight.
The champion, the challenger. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Jędrzejczyk, Kowalkiewicz.
Ma'am, you ready? Ma'am, you ready? Fight!
Here we go! Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Kowalkiewicz in the white, Jędrzejczyk in the black. Karolina already switching stances.
Joanna so intense with that stare down. And during the warm-up or during the pre-fight instructions, just never breaks gaze. Karolina, very confident, pressing forward here.
And extremely unfazed during the long walkout of the champion.
She's very calm, remarkably so, and very skillful, and you're seeing that here now, avoiding the punches, sliding just out of range, constantly switching stances. Good inside leg kick.
Both of these women, lifelong martial artists. They are Poland's best.
Beautiful combination there with the left hook to the right leg kick. Classic combination.
Great crowd tonight here inside Madison Square Garden. Topps UFC Knockout 16 mobile trading card app, now available for iOS and Android devices. Download for free now.
So far, Joanna's been able to answer every switch of the stances. Every time Karolina gets in range, Joanna's been tagging her.
4th title defense.
Right there. Beautiful combination.
Always puts them together, Joe.
She tagged her with that left hand and then the right kick behind it. She's just so far been much more active. Karolina trying to counter off those kicks. Beautiful combination there. And Joanna's finishing up really well with the kick at the end. Joanna getting loose. Yeah, Joanna's really getting loose here.
Switches to southpaw. Jędrzejczyk unfazed by all this movement back and forth.
Well, Karolina's got a very wide stance, and she's a bit more flat-footed than Joanna, and she's having a real hard time connecting because of that. She doesn't have the same sort of spring that Joanna does.
They clinch.
And this is where Carolina should shine. She's very strong. Very good grappler as well. She's a Krav Maga background, which is a martial art that includes a lot of different styles. And Joanna turns her around nicely.
Jacek has been known to put together vicious combinations when she's got her opponent up against the fence.
Yeah, that was a good knee to the body there by Joanna. Joanna landed another knee and another. Trying to get that right arm free, and she eats an elbow. Nicely done. Beautiful combination, and again, finishes nicely with the kick.
Total strikes thus far. The champion very busy. Kovacevic yet to really let go and engage. From my idol.
I don't think it's necessarily a matter of her not being able to let go. She just doesn't have the skill required, or at least she hasn't shown it yet, of being able to tag Jacek the way that she's been able to hit her. But she did land a good elbow from the break earlier.
They work hard in the clinch here, final seconds of round number one. Good start for the champion. Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
Great round. Relax. Relax. Let's get our heart rate down. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. Heart rate down, relax, good breath.
You can do that all day, all day. Your long punch is doing pretty good, okay? But think about the second combination. Don't rush. Reset and then look what she's gonna give you, okay?
Yeah, 1-2 all day, 1-2.
Na połowie. I trzymaj się, ona kończy kopnięciami. Jak jesteś blisko, wjeżdżaj o kopnięty. Jak ona robi? To jest bardzo niziutko, żeby trafić to łokcie. Jest pół dystans, jest czuć.
Keep the distance, keep the distance.
Rozumiesz?
Do you understand that?
Ręka pod brodę, okej?
Just head under the chin.
Wszędzie, gdzie możesz łokcie. Jest super.
Just watch your elbows.
Stajesz.
UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Madison Square Garden. We're in May of 1986. 19-year-old Mike Tyson earned a unanimous decision over Mitch Green to move to 21-0. See what Kovacevic can do here in round two.
She is more limited in her movement, and Joanna is being more effective in finishing these combinations well with kicks. And there's another one to the body there, and Carolina grabbing a hold of the leg.
Definitely more aggressive in closing the distance here, Joe.
Well, I think she needs to get closer for sure. There's a good elbow on the break there by Joanna. Beautiful leg kick.
This will likely be a stand-up battle.
Well, it's going to be very difficult to take Joanna down. Her takedown defense was excellent before she got to American Top Team. I would imagine it's even better now. And Carolina's getting tagged as she's trying to close the distance. Joanna's just sharper, more effective.
And breaking her down with leg kicks, that's number 20.
Well, she's also more diverse in her attack. Carolina, because she's been getting battered, has kind of reduced herself to charging in and throwing punches. And Joanna's been able to slide away and counter that. There's a nice elbow there. And again, she lands a kick at the end and moves away and resets. Her movement is just much better. Her movement with her footwork, her movement with her ability to get in and out.
Could be calling a Dominic Cruz or Demetrius Johnson fight when you talk about that great footwork and the opponent's inability to put anything together against him.
Carolina checked that one, and Joanna landed a nice elbow. Turns Carolina up against the cage. She's talking to her in her ear. That's creepy.
A little blood on the nose of Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Basically, from Kovacevic pushing away, I think, from that clinch.
This is starting to run away. Joanna started to run away with it. She's being more and more effective, and you're seeing Carolina become more and more tentative. She doesn't exactly know what to do to stop this onslaught.
And those low kicks are starting to add up. Thus, Kovacevic switches her stance again.
Yeah, Joanna's having a hard time with her nose.
Yeah, she is.
And Kovacevic gets the clinch again, looking to pick that left ankle out. She's got two hands clasped together. She might be able to get her down here. No. Look at this takedown defense. Man.
We really saw the great takedown defense, Joe, when she won the title initially, defeating Carla Esparza.
Yeah, we really got to see the difference in her game in that fight. And ever since then, she's been flawless with it.
Absolutely. Trying to get a little nasty in the clinch and score some points. Kovacevic, so far, her attack has been stalled.
Wiping at that nose, Mike. It's obviously bugging her, and she's trying for a head kick, but got her leg caught. Now she's in a precarious situation with Kovacevic. Kovacevic needs to, she had the right idea the first time. She needs to get her right leg behind the left leg, but now Jędrzejczyk gets her leg free. Excellent balance, and lands a knee.
Hand in the face, trying to affect the breathing of her opponent, and elbows on the break.
And she's battering Carolina.
The fight of the night against Rose Namajunas. Oh, got her. Put Carolina here tonight for the championship opportunity. This fight, this rematch, a long time coming.
Spin. Set it up with the fake kick and inside leg kick as well.
Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
Stay next one.
Give me a deep breathing.
Sorry, cannot use my punches.
No, don't worry.
Great round, great round, great round.
Calm down. Hey, you're doing great. Yes. Look, her leg is hurt. Let's make her move it and then punch. Let's make her move and then punch and kick. Okay? Let's mix it up.
Hey, foot sweep's also there with your tie clinch. You can work the foot sweep. Yeah. And
She's dangerous. Just keep the rank. She's awesome. Carolina, let's do it, all right?
You see that kick to the body. She continually finishes the combinations with kicks. Slides out of the range, boom, lands that kick. This beautiful movement and combinations. Joanna.
Round 3.
Carolina trying for that side kick there. Switching her stances a bit.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk working with Michelle and Polina, perfecting athletes, and she's just at the top of her game, Joe, physically, mentally,
Her confidence at an all-time high. Her nutrition, perfect.
Her real issue right now is a lack of suitable challenges.
We've had that conversation before, haven't we?
Yeah, and we really have, and we really thought that Carolina could present some unique problems because of her background, because of the fact they faced each other in an amateur fight, and because of her aggressive nature and her physical strength. But she just got tagged there with an elbow and then a kick to the body. I mean, she's absorbing a great amount of damage and moving forward, but she's getting beat up.
We had that conversation for a long time about Anderson Silva, for a long time about Ronda Rousey.
Well, what happens is when you have a dominant champion, the rest of the division rises up.
Yep.
It takes time, though. You plant that seed, and the young fighters come up with a very high benchmark to aspire to. And that's what you have in the strawweight division. A very high benchmark.
Took about 16 wins for Anderson Silva for somebody to catch him.
And, you know, it was also age was a factor, and Chris Weidman was that good. But it takes a while for a challenger to emerge that's suitable for a champion like Joanna. And right now, Carolina, she's doing her best. But what I'm seeing when the two of them are facing off is that she lacks the fluidity and efficiency of technique. She lacks the movement, the timing, and she just got tagged there again. And what's saving her is her strength and her durability. But that's also allowing her to take a beating.
Corner of the champion. There's Mike Brown, former WEC champion.
Fake the punch. Fake the punch, leg kick. Fake the punch. Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Use a fake.
Halfway. Halfway.
Hands up. Stay sharp, champ.
Beautiful combination again. Classic left hook to the right leg kick.
She finishes basically, Joe, every combination with a leg kick.
Or a kick to the body.
Yeah.
But you just
some kind of kick, right?
Yeah. And one of the reasons why is because Carolina's there.
Yeah.
You know, she tags her with the punches. Carolina's still there. There's a good kick there by Carolina. She needs more of that for sure. And there's another nice leg kick. And one to the body.
Carolina connected. It's not as if Karolina Kowalkiewicz is incapable of making this a fight and getting the momentum on her side. It's just a matter of if she can find that opening, get a big punch, a big leg kick, Joe, to land and change the momentum. Thus far, the answer is no.
Yeah, but again, it just doesn't seem like she's at the same level. And sometimes you don't know until two fighters get in there. MMA is just such a crazy sport. I mean, when you look at the champion Eddie Alvarez, that's a perfect example. A lot of people were saying, me included, that Rafael dos Anjos is one of the best lightweights we've ever seen inside the octagon. Perhaps the best.
He is. He was. He still is.
And Eddie Alvarez takes him out in one round because it's a crazy sport. But what you're seeing is a systematic breakdown of Carolina's skill set by Joanna. There's a beautiful knee to the body. Nice elbow from the break. And look at this. Joanna looks like she's trying to take her down now. Nice knee. Knee to the body.
Final seconds of the third round. Tonight, the 5th career 5-round
Beautiful
fight
elbow
for the champion. She is well in control.
Well in control and absorbing very little damage. You see her push off. She's controlling her breathing, restricting it, and then boom, drops an elbow on her. Just a master in the clinch. Boom, right hand. Slides away.
3-4 ciosy, okay?
3-4 punches, okay?
can do it this way, right? Nothing's going to happen. This is for these fights of a championship. Just after every punch, use the elbow. You know what to do.
Good stance, and then come back again with your jab, your cross. Good combination, box and low kicks. The low kicks is working really good. Okay, but we need to mix with the box, okay? Making sure. Hey, work that body. If she grabs it.
3-0.
Emma, you ready? Emma, you ready? Fight.
Championship rounds. Round 4.
I like that she does that. She throws that round kick and then catches it with a side kick. It just doesn't have enough heat on it. Look at that. Boom, boom. Inside, outside, outside again. She's got Carolina reaching down to try to stop those kicks because they're hurting her legs. She's got to be careful about that because she'll switch it up and go high. Carolina's teeing off there.
Yep. It's the best flurry turned in by the challenger, for sure. Joanna said 10 years ago, her brother-in-law got her into the sport, got her more serious about being a professional. Said, I'm going to be special, born to be a fighter, born to be a champion. Our only undefeated champion right now. And one of 2 female champions representing the American top team. The other will fight Ronda Rousey on Friday, December 30th, the Brazilian Amanda Nunes.
Beautiful elbow on the break there. Another good leg kick by Jędrzejczyk. Just constant attack. Move, slide away, counter, bam. I mean, you got to give it up to Carolina, though. She's game. She's still pressing forward. The spinning back kick attempt. She's just getting bested.
Oh, she gets tagged! She gets tagged hard! Kovalkiewicz moving forward! Can she finish here? We got ourselves a fight!
She's got her pressed up against the octagon.
Again, she delivers.
Kovalkiewicz plowing forward, and she got tagged. And she tagged Joanna again.
There's that one big punch.
Oh, and she just got head kicked.
That I talked about, Joe. Potential game changer.
And look at this, Joanna's trying to take her down.
Joanna did win that 2012 amateur bout by submission. They're back up immediately. The champion looking up at the clock. Trying to fully recover.
Barely missed that head kick there.
Kovalkiewicz landed big time.
Yeah, it looks like she landed right on the nose. We'll have to look at the replay to see it, but there's an obvious reddening on the nose of Joanna, but that also could have been from the follow-up shots.
Now she catches the leg, and it's Kovalkiewicz looking for a takedown. Good elbow on the break by the champion.
Well, that has got to give Carolina newfound confidence.
Again, she catches the leg, Joe.
And she's got hit with a knee.
Another good flurry.
Well, she is game. Looking for that spinning back fist, and Joanna tries to return it. Wow.
It's the third time she's caught the leg. Checked.
Oh, man, that one landed hard. And she switched stances because of it.
Final 20 seconds of the fourth.
Good combination again by Carolina. What a crazy fight this is turning out to be. Joanna with some beautiful knee work. Oh, excellent combination. Joanna's got big swelling beside her left eye. Let's take a look at the shot that hurt her. Here it is. Ba-boom. Let's get a heart rate down. Look at this right hand. Right on the nose. And Joanna was in all sorts of trouble there. Stepped into it, got caught flush. That might be the most trouble we've ever seen her inside the octagon.
Yep. Yeah. Smart feet. Smart feet. Good footwork, good feints, and good motion.
That's me. Just keep it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes?
Yeah.
So let's move your feet, Chance.
Hey, we got hit.
Ręka. Jak złapiesz nogę, łokieć i biegnij do przodu.
Go forward. Go forward, all right?
Okay?
Okay.
Spójrz. Zobacz, co tam się dzieje. Zobacz, co tam się dzieje.
Look what's going on.
Widzisz, co tam się działo?
Carola.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal and punishable under law. Fifth and final round.
And with that one shot, we got ourselves a fight here. Let's see if Carolina can make something happen in this fifth and final round.
The nose of Joanna Jacek is damaged big time.
It certainly is, but man, she's firing.
Kovacevic will be ultra aggressive here, Joe. She's got to know she needs to finish.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, she stunned Joanna in that last round, but you still would likely give that round to Jacek when you look at the sheer volume of strikes. Beautiful elbow on the break.
And there's some swelling over that right eye, and that elbow is right where the swelling is already started to grow and continues to get bigger.
What's interesting is Carolina hurt her with the right hand, and now she's standing southpaw, but she just used that right hand as a jab.
It's because of those kicks, right?
Yes. And you want to look for the front leg kick over the top of the shoulder. Beautiful inside leg kick.
Jacek did go the distance with Letourneau and Gadelia in the second fight. Of course, she won both unbeaten. 12-0 against 10-0. Oh, man.
Beautiful front kick to the right-hand punch behind it.
And a right hand on the chin of Kovacevic.
Kovacevic is going to have a hard time dancing tonight.
Amen.
She's eating a lot of leg kicks. But how tough is she? I mean, continues to press forward.
Both women. What a night for the country of Poland. What a display. Talent, aggression. A masterpiece of athleticism.
Good combination there by Jacek.
We're in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, New York City. And two women who live 150 miles apart in Poland are fighting for the strawweight title. Crazy.
Good left hand by Joanna.
By far the most damage we have ever seen the champion take.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and she's standing in the pocket with Carolina, and Carolina just landed another right hand. Carolina is so damn tough.
The old J-check is busted up. Swelling on the right side by her eye.
Joanna is doing such a good job with those leg kicks, Mike. Every time Carolina tries to mount a storm, she's kicking her legs out from under her. Look for that spin again.
Man.
Serious swelling in the right eye of Joanna.
Crazy. Man, that thing is swelling up quick. Leg kicks, the big difference, though. Look at that.
That is a crazy difference.
75-4.
Carolina with a good jab there, and she presses forward again. Joanna turns her around.
One minute remains.
Left hand, and then another kick. Beautiful takedown defense. Her balance is just superb. She's looking for that knee. There it is.
30 seconds. Just missed. Not that time.
Good
or
shot
that time.
Went for the uppercut there.
Fighting to the finish.
Ooh, kick on the break.
Our first of 3 title fights. Poland's finest go the distance, and they put on quite a show.
What a fight. Wow. That is a huge swelling around the right eye of the champion. Carolina, you know, win, lose, or draw, most likely loss. She really has showed incredible heart in this fight, incredible durability, and great courage under fire.
Fight replay brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
And this was a big part of this fight, Mike, was Joanna landing the kicks at the end of these exchanges. There's a leg kick. There's a nice elbow in the clinch. And there's the big right hand. And that's where she got hurt. She really got rocked there. And some very good exchanges here. I mean, just is a high kick to the face, just kind of slapped her with the foot.
Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period. Wireless figured out. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC strawweight champion of the world, Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
I'm here with the winner, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna, first of all, congratulations. And we're going to interview Carolina as well. Congratulations on an excellent performance against a very, very durable and tough challenger.
You had some amazing moments in this fight, but there was one moment where you did get caught. How badly were you hurt?
I wasn't hurt very badly, but you know, you never expect the knockdown, you know, so you don't know what's going on, but it was just for piece of second, but I felt great. I was back. I felt like I was controlling all the fight, so I wasn't out at all. But yeah, Polish girls are the toughest probably in the world. So Karolina definitely was very good challenger for me. She's tough. I'm very happy that she and other Polish fighters joined the UFC. What about UFC in Poland next year? Why not?
Do you feel that this was your most difficult challenge so far?
My last fight with Claudia Gadeja was very difficult. You know why I stay a champion? Because I'm humble every day. I work hard every day. I'm very focused and I'm very hard for myself. I challenge myself every day, and that's why I still a champion. I didn't disrespect Karolina. I knew that it's going to be a really tough fight. So UFC, thank you for bringing me here to New York City. Thank you, New York City. Thank you, Madison Square Garden. Thank you, guys. I love you so much. You are amazing. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Karolina. Dziękuję. It's all for Polish people back home. To dla was, kocham was. Dziękuję.
Congratulations on an excellent fight. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm here with the challenger. A very, very good fight, Karolina, and one moment where you had her in trouble. Give us your thoughts on the fight and what, if anything, was surprising to you.
Like I expect, she's the best in the world. It was a very hard fight, but I am very proud because I think, very good fight. And maybe next time we can fight in Poland.
You showed remarkable durability in this fight, and that one right hand that you did land had her in bad trouble. What was your strategy coming into this fight?
My strategy was fight in stand-up and change position.
Change positions, change stance.
Yeah.
You did that quite often, and it was an excellent fight, a very valiant performance, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much for an amazing fight. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, ladies and gentlemen.
The women put on a show here in the Mecca. Madison Square Garden, over a century old. There's a good friend, Hugh Jackman, here tonight checking out UFC 205. Odell Beckham Jr. And Spider-Man, Tom Holland. What a night. It's still 2 title fights to go. Then, the next time you see us on pay-per-view, it's a rematch for the UFC light heavyweight champion, as the Octagon's most feared knockout artist seeks revenge against Daniel Cormier.
I've been busting my butt off to get to the title. And Daniel, you the man, baby. But I'm coming for you. We're going to get it on, baby. We're going to get it on.
Daniel Cormier will defend his UFC light heavyweight title against the terrifying Rumble Johnson. With Rumble, you simply cannot get hit. You cannot take shots you would take with other people. He's just a different guy.
And it's rocked. Rumble with big power early.
Wow. Daniel's on him. Rumble Johnson and Daniel Cormier fought before, and it is how Daniel Cormier won the UFC light heavyweight title. Since then, Rumble Johnson has been on a tear with devastating knockouts of Jimmy Manuwa, Ryan Bader, and Glover Teixeira. Daniel Cormier believes that he is an even better fighter than he was in the first fight against Rumble Johnson.
DC takes him down.
With Daniel Cormier, you have one of the best wrestlers in the history of the light heavyweight division.
Can DC survive the storm again and drag Rumble into deep water?
Rumble is a machine right now.
Oh, it's it. Daniel's beating him up. Good Lord, that is a terrifying man. It is a huge fight for the UFC light heavyweight division. The undisputed UFC light heavyweight title. I am really looking forward to seeing whether or not Rumble can solve the riddle. Get past that wrestling. Keep the fight on the feet. And I'm really interested in seeing if Daniel Cormier can absorb the shots that he absorbed in that first fight. Whether each guy can make the adjustment. But either way, I think this is going to be an amazing title fight. Rumble is just so damn terrifying lately, especially when you look at the Glover Teixeira fight. It's a very, very interesting matchup, despite the fact that Cormier was able to beat him and finish him in the first fight.
Holloway, Pettis, Cerrone, and Brown, we just announced earlier tonight. Sugar Rashad, Tim Kennedy going to fight. That was to be here in New York City. It will be in Toronto. So a really stacked card from the Air Canada Center in Toronto, only on pay-per-view.
Yeah, this card's loss is that card's gain with those two excellent fights. And Max Holloway versus Anthony Pettis is a very important fight. Max Holloway has been knocking on the door for the featherweight title for a long, long time. A victory over Pettis will give him that opportunity. A victory for Pettis will launch him to the top of that division.
All right, Joe, let's take a look at these fighter rankings sponsored by EA Sports UFC 2. Play the live event competition in EA Sports UFC 2 for a chance to win $5,000. Check EA.com/UFC for details.
And again, another amazing division, and Tyron Woodley just rocketed to the top with a brutal first-round knockout of Robbie Lawler. But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is an interesting title challenger in that it's incredibly difficult to find a guy with that skill set. With that karate stance and his ability to throw all these bizarre, unorthodox kicks from a wide distance makes him a very, very tough guy to fight. And I'm really curious to see what kind of a plan Tyron Woodley has put forth to be able to deal with that tonight.
A lifelong wrestler who understands the concept of embracing the grind. Tyron Woodley is the champion. A lifelong martial artist, 5th degree black belt in Kempo Karate, 5-time world kickboxing champion. Stephen Thompson is the challenger, and both realize the magnitude of this historic event inside Madison Square Garden.
It's so surreal to be fighting at the very first show at Madison Square Garden in New York City for the UFC, for the title belt. This is the biggest moment of my life, and no words can really describe the way I feel about it. This is all or nothing.
This is the big stage. This is the Garden. Fighting in Madison Square Garden is every performer's dream. It brings the best out of me when I know that the stakes are high, and you know, this is a great opportunity for me to step out and take one more step towards being legendary. Legends never die.
Tyron Woodley is one of the best athletes I've ever seen compete in MMA. He has ridiculous speed and power, outstanding wrestling, and brutal striking ability. I don't think there's a man alive that could take a straight right hand from Tyron Woodley and not get KO'd. But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's one of the toughest guys to hit in the sport. He moves in unusual ways and does a lot of really unpredictable stuff inside the octagon. He is without a doubt one of the best strikers in the game today.
Oh, spinning attack, another knockdown, that's it, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
This is the fight where I step out there and prove to the world that I should be the welterweight champion.
People haven't really seen the complete Tyron Woodley. I haven't had to show it yet. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna put on a legendary performance, and this is gonna be one of many.
I do picture myself with my hand raised that night, and that's how I see it. I can't see it any other way. That's what keeps me training as hard as I can, is seeing my hand raised at the end of this fight with that belt around my waist.
This belt ain't going anywhere until I get done fighting. I want to be a legend. I want to be great in this sport. I'll be undeniably one of the best welterweights, if not the best welterweight that ever graced the octagon, and that's my goal.
Thompson, the challenger, winner of 7 straight fights. He is trained with Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman, George St. Pierre, Rashad Evans, Nate Marquardt. His brother-in-law is Carlos Machado. Courtesy, respect, spirit. What he did, Joe, against Johnny Hendricks, I always say it's like that scene in Rush Hour where the kick comes out of nowhere. Chris Tucker doesn't know where the kick comes. You're like, did you just kick me? He comes from different angles, different places. He can make very, very good fighters look very, very ordinary as the challenger steps into our Budweiser Prep Point. Budweiser, this Bud's for you.
He does a lot of unusual things that you have to prepare for. One of the big ones is the use of the front leg. He has an amazing front leg. You throw a front leg side kick, switch it up to a roundhouse kick. He hides kicks behind your shoulder and then brings them down, drops them on your chin. He did that in his UFC debut. He's got this style of moving in and moving out, the sport karate style that we've been saying for a long time is probably going to be the next successful style in MMA. And one of the things that made him so good was that he had that style, this combined 57-0 kickboxing record, and then started training with Chris Weidman. Really worked on his wrestling and his takedown defense, which made him more comfortable utilizing that karate style inside the octagon. And the results have been absolutely tremendous.
He's somewhat of the adopted Long Islander. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, 13-1 as a professional, looking to leave as the new champ. Chosen one more than the chosen one. And that's all right. That's not a bad thing because everybody doubted Tyron Woodley. In fact, he's the underdog tonight. But Tyron Woodley has never doubted his skills, never doubted his path, never doubted where this journey would lead him. And he has no doubt in his mind that he'll walk back out of the octagon with that belt wrapped around his waist.
Well, that belief is a very important component in being a champion, and Tyron plans on being a champion for a long time. It's interesting that he's the underdog coming into this fight tonight, particularly when you look at that first-round knockout of Robbie Lawler. He can do that to anyone in the 170-pound division. He has absolutely brutal power. But we saw in the Rory McDonald fight that Rory was able to shut that power down. He solved that riddle. Stephen Thompson solved the riddle of Rory McDonald. That's how MMA math works, and it's not necessarily always accurate. It does not mean that Tyron Woodley's going to win tonight, but that's probably where the odds makers came up with their run.
In that fight, Woodley was taken down for the first time in his UFC career. Here you see Duke Rufus. When Tyron was set to fight Robbie Lawler, they were teammates at American Top Team, which is well documented. That's when Tyron spent time in Milwaukee with Duke Rufus and Rufus Ford, of course, former champion Anthony Pettis. Lawler and Woodley remain friends, but Tyron just has a great relationship with Duke, so he's training there on a more consistent basis. And they brought in Sage Northcutt, Super Sage Northcutt, and he was the man to emulate the karate style of Stephen Thompson.
Well, I think that will help, but with all due respect to Sage Northcutt, he is not Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. There's a big difference in the level of ability. But I think he can show him a lot about those sideways stances and give him something to think about. But what Tyron Woodley brings to the table
that makes him so terrifying is his ability to close the distance is second to none. His knockout power is second to none. And I believe Duke Rufus is one of the very best striking coaches in the world, and he has done a tremendous job in working with Tyron. It's a really, really interesting fight. I'm very excited to see this.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight championship fight brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The champion 34, the challenger 33, 4 inches taller, but the reach is nearly identical. Right back we go to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is sponsored by IconicFaceoff.com, the UFC social gaming partner, Real Friends, Real Money, Real Time, and Twins.com. And Bleed for This, based on a true story, starring Miles Teller and Aaron Eckhart, in theaters everywhere, November 18th, rated R. And now, this fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Simpsonville, South Carolina, presenting the number 2 ranked UFC welterweight contender in the world, the challenger, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Tyron, the chosen one, Woodley. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Tyrone. All right, guys, we've been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all time. I want you to protect yourselves at all time. This is for the title. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
The champion, Tyron Woodley. The challenger, Stephen Thompson. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
You ready, sir? You ready, sir? Let's go, fight.
Here we go. Black trunks for Woodley, white trunks for Thompson, and the fight clock brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Thompson, already you can see that weird style. Stands very wide, sideways, hands down low, switches stances easily. And when he puts that right leg forward, look for that front leg kick off the right side. Front leg side kick, front leg round kick. It's a very odd style to deal with. And he does it as good as anybody alive.
And as we witnessed in the fight against Robbie Lawler, it only takes one when it's Tyron Woodley throwing it to end the night quickly.
It does, but he's got to do it. He's got to get it off, and he's got to get it off without getting countered. And this is where it gets interesting, because everybody's got an idea of how you'd face off against Wonderboy, but until you're in there with him, you don't realize just how skillful and slick this kid is.
Woodley has landed, Joe, only 4 takedowns in 9 UFC fights. Many believe he will go back to Wrestling 101 because it's really tough to show off your karate when you're on your back.
Well, the other thing about Thompson is how long his legs are.
Yeah.
He can kick you from way out there, and that's something that Woodley's finding out right now. That wide, long stance and very quick. And right now, Woodley's just trying to figure out the distance, look for his opportunities, and see if he could figure out how to get close enough to land a bomb.
Thompson has spent his life in karate, now mixed martial arts, of course.
This is a high-stakes game of chess right here. That's what this is. There's the kick. Yep. Woodley catches it. Big moment for Woodley. On top. Huge.
Timed perfectly.
Thompson looking to establish butterfly guard. He's got half guard on one side. He's got to protect himself. He's got to figure out how to get back up to his feet. So now Woodley's in an excellent position for Woodley. Control, wrapping him up, got it nice and tight. He's incredibly strong, an outstanding wrestler. Brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's got Wonder Boy on his back. Let's see what kind of damage he can do. Now, Wonder Boy has the underhook on the same side as the half guard, and that will help him stand up. So make it difficult for Woodley to control him. Let's see if he chooses to try to stand up here. Woodley's trying to keep him down. Wonder Boy is going to scoot his hips towards the right side. As he gets further and further to the right, he will try to put his weight on the left side. Now Woodley's got him flattened out again, and he reclaimed that arm. So now there's no longer the underhook on the right side, and now Woodley's pounding on him.
Big shots.
Big shots to the liver from the top. And he's trying to get an arm triangle. He's trying to, as he's doing that, he's trying to get control of that arm and push it up. And if he does, he's going to plant his head and pin it down. Now he might try to move him to the mounted crucifix. He's trying to step over that half guard. The left leg is still trapped, but Tyron in complete control here on top.
Exactly what he wanted.
Exactly what he wanted, and he's been able to flatten Thompson out. He's holding him in place. Now he triangled his legs. He's really looking to cement down and establish his top position. He's holding that arm down.
1 minute.
But a lot of control time right now for Tyron Woodley. This is not a good feeling for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He probably would have liked to have gotten back to his feet a long time ago. He's unable to do that. And this helps Tyron Woodley.
Woodley, two-time Division I All-American wrestler, over 100 collegiate victories, and these strikes all in this position, ground and pound. A lot of them battered to the side of the body of Thompson.
Wonderboy
gets
now,
the guard.
Now he gets the full guard.
Closes it. Last 30 seconds of round number 1.
But he's doing a good job of avoiding the big shots. He's taking some hard shots to the body, but nothing to the head, no elbows, no cuts. But now he doesn't have control of the posture anymore. But look at the distance. Look at the distance he can achieve.
Yep. Hard shots to the midsection.
Now he landed one to the face.
Bloodied up, final seconds of the round.
Big elbow, 2 elbows.
He caught him big time.
Yeah, Wonderboy's battered.
Sit down, sit down. Oh, shit. Breathe. Just relax. All right. Give me your mouthpiece. Sorry. Breathe.
Let's take a look at where the cut occurred. Boom. Which is a short little elbow from Tyron in the transition. There you see it again. Right on the nose. Easily could have broken the nose. No advice in between rounds for Wonderboy Thompson.
I think he knows what he has to do. Avoid being taken down.
If he didn't know, he knows now.
Yep. Every round starts on the feet. Round 2.
I mean, he was definitely taken down, definitely dominated, but he did survive, and here we are in round 2.
Started training at 3 years old. His father, a professional fighter. Family owned a karate school. Everybody in the family trained karate.
Woodley, I don't like his tendency to have his back up against the cage. I mean, obviously he was able to take Wonderboy down off of the kick, but this gives him a very limited amount of movement backwards. And Rory McDonald exploited this tendency in his victory over Tyron.
Wonderboy likes to throw kicks. Kicks make you vulnerable to be taken down.
They certainly do, but they also knock your brain unconscious. Good combination there, and Tyron immediately closes the distance.
5 of Woodley's 6 UFC wins have been by knockout. Heavy knees.
Knees control on the clinch here. Excellent head position by Tyron Woodley. Wonderboy spun him around here. Let's see if he can break free, though, and Tyron spins him right back.
There's Duke Rufus.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Dean Thomas.
Keep that pressure on him, Ty.
Inside knee to the leg, good. Let's slow
American
those legs
Top
down.
Team and Rufus Sport.
Knee again.
Keep scoring.
Good.
Keep scoring.
Yep, stay busy there. There you go.
That means keep kneeing them legs.
There you go. That's it.
Wonderboy trying to spin him out, but excellent control here by the champ. Nice knee to the body there by Wonderboy.
Woodley very difficult to take down. Highest takedown defense in welterweight history. Thompson's 7 straight wins, the longest active UFC win streak in the welterweight division. Midway point of round 2. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
See, again, Tyron with his back pressed up against the cage. It's just not a good place to be. It limits so much in his movement. And able to move out of the way. Now he's getting his rhythm here. He's such an odd striker to face off against. Stephen Thompson. Look at that spinning back kick. And Woodley shook his head, but
which means it hurt.
Almost always.
Yeah. Got him in the midsection. See if he spins again.
He shook his head again.
It's who can make the other fighter tentative.
Well, that sport karate background, the fighters that are really effective, they have this amazing ability to move in and move out very quickly. And that's accentuated by the long limbs of Wonderboy and his incredible ability to move back and forth from the hip like a cobra. He leans back and forward better than anybody I've ever seen inside the octagon. Good combination there. And Tyron slides away. Tyron just took a big deep breath, though.
We had a champion, Lyoto Machida, for a while. Joe was pretty good with his karate.
He certainly was, and I think Wonderboy's even better than him.
Will Wonderboy be a UFC champion like Lyoto Machida? And will it happen tonight? Final minute of the second round.
As good as Lyoto was, he never had the kind of successful kickboxing career that Stephen Thompson has had.
More well-rounded, the jiu-jitsu, of course, the Brazilian background.
Yes, beautiful straight left there by Wonderboy. And the switching of the stances is effortless, and he's equally effective both from southpaw or orthodox.
Yep.
Although very rarely does he throw straight kicks off the front leg with the left. When he starts attacking with the front leg, it's almost always with the right leg forward. And there it is. See it? Boom. Good combination there by Thompson. He just said good job to him. He's such a nice guy. His nose is really bleeding bad still, though, Mike, and we don't know how badly it's damaged, nor do we know how well he can breathe out of it.
Sit down right here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Spit it out. Beautiful. All right. Perfect game.
Work your one, stepping off. You understand?
That's his father, Ray.
One step off two, one step off two, one step off two, round kick. You hear me?
Do the body, kick him in the leg, come upstairs, all right?
2-1 when you want to reach.
Dean Thomas.
But keep going. Don't worry about hitting him big. Close the space. You'll get what you want. Touch, touch, touch. Or
he's coming in your range, man. He's in your range, all right?
You got to take the middle and to the fence.
Don't think, just do it, all right? Come on, man. You got to do it.
UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
What I saw in that second round is Wonder Boy starting to find his rhythm, and Tyron Woodley starting to slow down.
Let's go, round 3 fight.
Round 3. His father, Ray, known as the toughest man in South Carolina. 7th degree black belt in Kempo Karate.
I mean, look at the way he stands. Who fights like that? There's that front leg again. Notice that it's the right leg he throws the front leg kick with.
And to your point, Joe, Duke Rufus talked about taking the center of the octagon and not getting caught up against the fence.
Yeah, very important, because that ability to move backwards is huge against a guy like Wonder Boy. If you can slide in and out and you can't even get close to him.
They also said he's in your range.
Oh, he countered with a beautiful right hand there, but Tyron absorbed it.
First title defense for Tyron Woodley. Turned in the fastest finish in UFC welterweight championship fight history.
If I was in Tyron Woodley's corner, I would be asking for him to take Wonder Boy down again. Instead of standing with him like he's doing here, move away, time it, try to get that takedown. I think he's dominant in the top position. I think he's much stronger physically. He's a better wrestler. And I think he showed in that first round that he could do some serious damage if he gets Wonder Boy to the ground.
Play the percentages.
It's just a better option for him. I mean, he can knock anyone out. No doubt about it. But try hitting this guy.
Yeah.
Look what's going on here. And look what we're looking at. This is like the Rory McDonald fight, but with a better fighter. A better striker, at least. This is not the kind of fight you ever want to fight against Wonder Boy. He's just too good at this. This is his game. I mean, for Tyron to be fighting him in a stand-up fight, it negates his best options in mixed martial arts. Again, doesn't mean Tyron can't knock him out. He can knock out anybody. But he's playing a chess master right now. He's playing his game.
Then counter right back. You can grab his too. There
that
you
was
go.
A good leg kick by Woodley, but look, immediate left hand, and that left hand cracked him.
Let's go, Ty. Get on the jab.
1-2. Beautiful 1-2.
Get on the jab.
And he was up against the cage.
He got stung there, Mike. Yep. And again, the back against the cage. He's got a bad tendency to do that. Now he switched it to the body.
Thompson, hands low.
Always. Low, and he's patient and clever. And he has a lot of options as far as his weapons to hit you with. He's just as comfortable kicking you as he is punching you.
Comes from all angles. Utilizes all of his weapons.
Keep an eye on his back heel. When his back heel comes off the ground, like there, that's when he's going to start throwing kicks. See it there? As soon as he starts getting that back heel off the ground, he's going to lunge forward, and he can hit you with anything. Boom, look for a wheel kick.
Wonder Boy
coming up short and getting countered.
Trying to become the new UFC welterweight champion.
Tyron's got to uncork that leg kick. He has a brutal leg kick, particularly off that right leg. That would help slow down Wonder Boy Thompson.
And there's really not a fear in Woodley's mind of being taken down by Stephen Thompson.
Not at all. Now he's trying to close the distance. Here he goes. And Wonder Boy sliding left and right, constantly moving. Oh, that's that kick.
There you go,
there
Joe.
It is.
Well called.
Brutal power in his kicks. Called. And you can only take so many of those. Look at the size of that guy's thighs. And Tyron's just swinging for the bleachers here. I think he needs to use that jab, and throw that leg kick. Throw it again. I mean, look at the effectiveness with one shot.
Absolutely.
You saw it in the Carlos Condit fight. That's how he blew his knee out.
Woodley has a ton of respect for Thompson. You can see it.
Well, if he didn't, he does now.
Man.
I mean, he has to. I mean, this guy is so slippery in there. I mean, if you've ever tried to spar with a point karate champion, it's so difficult to hit them. And Woodley tagged him there. And they're exchanging here. Here we see Thompson going to the body and to the head. Right hand to the body, left to the head. And there's a left up top, a straight right behind it that kind of grazed him. And there's that Woodley kick. It really just kind of caught him with the foot on the shin. But the amount of pop that he has in those legs.
When you use that jab, put the right hand right behind it. Don't drop your hands. Keep your hands up. Punch from your shoulder.
You can also mix up your attacks. When he blitzes back in, you can take him down, all right? But don't force that takedown. But when he comes back, take him down, all right? Then he's going to worry about that. Then you can land the right hand.
Circle right. He's getting slower and slower. But he does have just that one shot. He's desperate, you understand? So be on your A game.
The beautiful Brittany. UFC 205. Second title fight. Main event still to come. Championship rounds.
Round 4, let's go, gentlemen.
Thompson's last 2 fights have been 5-round main events. He went the distance with Rory, defeated Rory McDonald, and knocked out Johnny Hendricks in the first round.
Again, I really want to see Tyron uncork that leg kick. It's right there. Wonderboy leans very heavy on that front foot. He's standing right in front of him. And with Woodley just standing there staring at him like this, he's playing a point karate game with a world champion.
5-time world champion.
There it is. I mean, that's what I want to see from Woodley. Disguise it with the punches. Feint with the jab, but he can't stand there and do this stuff.
Third 5-round fight for Tyron Woodley. Of course, he defeated Robbie Lawler in the first round by knockout.
Beautiful right hand. Look at that counter.
He was actually knocked out in the 4th round in the Strikeforce title fight back in 2012 against Marquardt. July of 2012, his first career loss. The numbers are very close.
Now Thompson has switched to the right side, right jab. Now look for that right front leg kick. That's usually why he does that. He went with a straight left.
Oh! Big Billy Hurridan! Just what we were talking about. And again. Here comes the chosen one.
He hurt him bad, Mike. Wonderboy's in big trouble here. He's trying to get back up, and Woodley's tagging him. Wonderboy's out on his feet. Oh!
Down again, now knees. Tyron Woodley.
Woodley's got a choke. He's got a deep guillotine. Wonderboy's defending. Wow. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Trying to survive.
Wow. This is incredible. But he's got to still be hurt. I mean, he was so badly hurt by those shots.
Great job by Dan Mergliotta.
Yeah, that was really close to being stopped. But he's still got his neck, and he drops down for the guillotine. Full in.
Is this it?
Oh, man, that is so tight. He's going to tap. Incredible. How is he surviving here? He's reaching down. He's trying to separate the hand. This is amazing.
Unbelievable.
This is so tight and so deep. Look at Tyron is squeezing and squeezing. Looks like he's got a better angle on it now. How is Wonder Boy surviving here?
Listen to the crowd.
He's going to pop his head out. This is amazing. The resilience of Thompson here is just incredible.
Throw punches.
Wow.
How good is this?
And Tyron's arms have got to be gassed out right now. Wonder Boy's head is free. His head is free. And he's on top.
The son of the toughest man in South Carolina.
Unbelievable resilience by Wonder Boy Thompson. Just
amazing.
Unbelievable.
Undescribable. And the fight continues.
And now, Wonder Boy's on top, and we have no idea how tired Woodley is from both that barrage and from squeezing.
30 seconds.
Incredible. And all this because Woodley pulled guard and had a tight guillotine choke.
They are
Wonder Boy on top, raining down shots. What a round. What a fight. Wow.
So you want to be an ultimate fighter.
And he helps him up after that. Man.
Sold out Madison Square Garden.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Now let's take a look at this again. Here's the right hand. Boom! Stung him. And here's the second one. Huge shot. Look at his eyes roll back. I mean, dangerously close to being stopped. Right in front of his father. Now here's the guillotine. Drops down for the guillotine. Full guard. Look at the squeeze on that. And Wonder Boy eventually pops out. Now here's the end of the round. Inconceivable. Wonder Boy on top, dropping bombs. Crazy. Fifth and final round. This may very well be who has more in the tank in this fifth and final round, because Wonder Boy was out on his feet. He took a tremendous amount of punishment. That was a huge, huge round for the champion.
Who worked very hard to try to finish this fight.
All right.
5 minutes remain.
Jumping round kick. Good combination by Thompson.
We knew all about the skill, the unique style of Stephen Thompson, but man, we're learning about the intangibles tonight.
Well, we always knew about the power of Woodley, and it really came into play in that last round.
Perfect fight in this perfect building at the perfect time.
High kick. And Woodley again shakes his head. Wonder Boy, if you see his left hip start to move forward, he's going to spin on him.
Heard the quote, transform ambition into reality. Thompson, 3.5 minutes on the clock, wants to do so.
There's that jab. His dad is yelling left hand up.
He's got Woodley in neutral right now.
Well, Woodley could be just looking to explode, looking for his opening. He's still got that power, obviously. Had it in the 4th round.
We've seen it on more than one occasion tonight. We saw it with Yoel Romero earlier.
Well, it's also interesting. You got to think Woodley clearly won the 1st and clearly won the 4th. How's the rest of the round being, how the rest of the fight being scored? And was it a 10-8 round in that last round?
Certainly had all the makings of it.
It certainly did.
Midway point of the 5th and final round.
And the other thing about it is there really haven't been any 10-8 rounds for Wonder Boy.
No, not even close.
So if they did score that at 10-8, it could be a huge factor.
Total strikes by round.
Oh, big right hand there by Wonder Boy.
Round 2, very interesting statistically.
1-2 by Wonder Boy. Very, very little action from Tyron Woodley in this 5th and final round in a very close fight. He's got to make something happen here.
So many epic fights inside this building, Joe, and you can add this one to it.
You certainly can.
Don't forget, follow us at UFC on Twitter. Fan voting, let your voice be heard. All it takes is one click to vote on how you're scoring the fight.
Good shot to the body there by Wonder Boy. It's all Wonder Boy in this 5th and final round. A minute to go. Tyron's just having a hard time finding the mark. Wonder Boy pops a jab in his face. Some blood coming out of the mouth of Woodley.
This crowd is loving it. So far in this round, all Wonder Boy.
Tyron really making that rush, trying to get that connection on him. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Dominant round so far for the challenger. Tagged him with a straight right. Tyron is just really having a hard time connecting here. Beautiful left hand. Oh, tagged him with the right. Stabbed him with the right hand.
Distance.
Wow. Very interesting.
This building hosted 2 of the 3 Ali Frazier fights, and man, they are going to talk about Woodley and Thompson for a long, long time.
Very interesting fight, Mike. Big 1st round for Woodley, big 4th round for Woodley.
Fight replay, Joe, brought to you by Budweiser.
There's
this Bud's for you.
Excuse me, there's the 1st where he tagged him, and now here's the 4th where Woodley tagged him. Those are the 2 biggest moments for the champion. The champion clearly had the bigger moments, but there was a lot of volume by Wonder Boy Thompson, and potentially you could say that he won 3 rounds. There was also a lot of instances with Woodley up against the cage, Wonder Boy pressing the action. Really interesting fight.
It's in the hands of the judges. Will Woodley defend for the first time, or will we have a new UFC welterweight champion?
Many around the world have to still be stunned that Thompson survived that onslaught from the chosen one.
I need an empty monster can. Let me get a bit of that. Don't put nothing on him right now. Don't bite the face.
Tough one to judge. Regardless of the outcome, wouldn't mind seeing this one again. Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30, period. Wireless figured out. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard.
Interesting, Bruce Buffer asked by the commission to go back out of the octagon. Double check the scorecards. A little bit of everything tonight. All right, here's Buff.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Derek clearly scores it 47-47. Doug Crosby has it 47-47. And Glenn Trober scores the contest 48-47 for the winner by split decision. And still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Tyron, the chosen one, Woodley.
I'm here with the champion and still champion, Tyron Woodley. First of all, Tyron, congratulations on an amazing fight, a very, very close fight. You had a big first round and a big fourth round. At the end of the fifth, did you feel that you had done enough to win the decision?
I did, but I did want to finish with a flurry. He caught me with some good straight punches. I wasn't able to get those combinations off. He's a great gauger of space.
There was an excellent moment that you had in the fourth round when you had him badly hurt. Clearly, you had him in the most danger, and you went for that guillotine choke. It was so tight. Were you surprised that he didn't tap?
He doesn't have a super big head, so I was expecting him to be able to pop it out. I should have got space, though, because I had him rock with a shot, and he went for an underhook. I should have created a lot of space and landed some hard punches.
Take a look. Okay. Well, here's the issue with what Bruce Buffer just said. Okay. No. Listen, let me just explain to everybody what happened. Okay, go ahead. No. It's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a correction. This contest has been judged a majority draw.
Okay, what that means is the exact same score, Tyron, it's the exact same score that they just repeated. You won on 1 scorecard, a draw on 2 scorecards. It's a majority draw. It's the exact same score. He just read the result incorrectly. You still retain your title, obviously. So let's go back to that fourth round, and let's take a look at the big screen. When you had him in all sorts of trouble, folks, this is the exact same score. Here we go. There's the right hand. You had him staggered. Why did you decide to go for the submission? Was it just an instinct instead of just continuing to batter him?
It was a bad call. I should have created space. landed some more power shots. He had a pretty decent underhook, and he was recovering from there.
Well, Tyron, it is a huge accomplishment. You've defended your title. It was an awesome fight. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Tyron Woodley, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Stephen Thompson, all the stuff about the scoring aside, outstanding fight, amazing fight. What, if anything, surprised you tonight?
Oh, man, this guy is a monster, dude. He's very strong in the clinch, on top position. He was right there in your face, man. He had good time and good power. So he kept me guessing the whole time.
When the end of the 5th round had come, did you feel like you had done enough to win?
I thought I outpointed him in the last round, but you know what? It is what it is, baby. We will do it again. I don't care. We will do it again back here at Madison Square Garden. Let's go.
Thank you very much for an excellent fight. Stephen Thompson, ladies and gentlemen.
Just said it a few moments ago. Wouldn't mind seeing it again. Woodley and Thompson put on a great show. Congratulations to both fighters. Congratulations to the champion who defends his title here tonight. This look at our upcoming fighters is brought to you by EA Sports UFC 2. Get up to 70% off of EA Sports UFC 2 for a limited time on the Xbox One and PlayStation consoles. Eddie Alvarez, the lightweight champion of the world.
What a night we are having here tonight. And it's still not over. Eddie Alvarez, right now, the UFC lightweight champion, about to face the UFC featherweight champion in an epic main event.
Tonight's Locker Room Cam, sponsored by IconicFaceoff.com, the UFC's social gaming partner. Real friends, real money, real time, and Twins.com. The featherweight champ looking to win his 2nd belt.
Well, at least Conor McGregor has taken off his suit. He was warming up with a suit and tie
and his clean coat
a few moments ago. This is an outstanding fight. It's an unpredictable fight, very difficult to figure out which style is going to prevail. I cannot wait to see it.
But before our main event of the evening, we check in with the UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Before you watch featherweight champion Conor McGregor attempt to become the first to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously when he faces off against Eddie Alvarez, check out this clip from Bleed for This, based on a true story of the most incredible comeback in fight history, where the stakes weren't win or lose, they were life or death. In theaters everywhere this Friday.
How much time till you fight again?
I can't say with any certainty you're going to walk again.
Calm down. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna fight again.
Now go out there and show me how you do things. Show me how you live. Show me how you fight.
Show me who you are.
Now let's bury him.
Bleed for This. Rated R. In theaters this Friday.
The Statue of Liberty on Liberty Island in New York Harbor in New York City. The copper statue, dedicated on October 28th, 1886. Tonight, history inside Madison Square Garden. Now it's time for our main event of the evening, sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. 5 rounds of fight for the UFC Lightweight Championship of the World as Eddie Alvarez collides with Conor McGregor. And it's fitting that the UFC's most famed fighter will fight in the world's most famous arena.
Madison Square Garden has a rich history in combat sport. I'm looking forward to starting a new chapter of it. I seek to make history. I seek to break records. I seek to push myself, to challenge myself, take risks. I'm always looking to make history every single day. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get them 2 belts, take out 2 divisions, and continue doing what I'm doing. This is unprecedented, unseen. If anyone can do it, it's me.
I think there's a lot of fans out there disillusioned. They are being sold something that isn't necessarily what it says it is. And a lot of people want to believe in it, and I get that. But I think it's important to tell the truth, and the truth will be told.
I hear some fighters saying, well, the fans don't know real fighters, and as if to say I'm not a real fighter. So what are you talking about? I'm the most active champion there is in all weight divisions, and I fight at all weight divisions.
Connor's full of shit. He's full of shit. Most of the things he says are full of shit. They try to build Nate up like he was a monster 170-pounder and he's a world beater. Nate is a lightweight who wins half of his fights and loses half of his fights.
There's the bitterness coming out again. You know what I mean? Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. That's what you're seeing here. That's what you're seeing the whole game. They're focusing on me. I'm focusing on history.
He's picked very good style matchups for himself. He's never put himself in harm's way.
You're here because you're the easiest dude in this division. That's why you're here. And he's never, ever fought anyone in UFC like me.
I can take you where you're weakest, and I can fight you at your strengths.
Oh! Huge right hand from Alvarez!
It'll be high pace and it'll be violent.
You've got to be bigger, taller. You've got to have weight. That's the only way you're going to give me a war. If you're anyway, same height, same weight, same reach, you're dead. You're not going to last.
The illusion of greatness will soon be over. There is no Santa Claus. He don't exist and he never did.
I've been saying it since the beginning. These people are not on my level. I'm going to take his belt, and that's it. Two-weight world champion. Like I said it. And I'm about to do it. I'm just speaking the truth.
The notorious one, Conor McGregor. No fighter in UFC history has ever been champion in two weight divisions at the same time. Conor McGregor looks to achieve that tonight. He steps into to our Budweiser prep point. Budweiser, this Bud's for you.
There's so many factors in Conor McGregor's rise to fame, both in his ability, his personality, his verbal skills, his confidence, his aura. There's so many things going on. But all that would be nonsense if he couldn't knock people dead with one shot. And he can. The question is, can he land what the great Faraz Sahabi likes to call the touch of death on the chin of Eddie Alvarez? And will it have the same effect that it had on the featherweight?
Owner of the fastest finish in UFC championship history. UFC 194. 13 seconds. All it took to take out Jose Aldo.
But what's interesting is we're at UFC 206 and he hasn't defended that title yet. That makes a lot of featherweights very upset. But this guy is unusual.
He's as notorious as it gets. Unstoppable, unrelenting, undeniably the biggest star the UFC has ever had. Born and raised in Dublin, Ireland, Conor McGregor. Martial arts. He has no plan of not bringing it home to those fans outside his hometown of Kensington, Pennsylvania, at Maggie's Waterfront Cafe.
An incredible moment for Eddie Alvarez to be able to defend his title for the first time in the most high-profile card in the history of the sport, in the most iconic arena in the history of combat sports, and against the biggest star the sport has ever known in Conor McGregor. Eddie Alvarez possesses legitimate one-punch knockout power. He's a very physically strong guy. He has excellent wrestling, and his endurance is fantastic. And that could play a big part in this fight. This guy's been through the fire. He's overcome adversity. He knows what it's like to be hurt and come back and win. And he's done it many times. Eddie Alvarez is a warrior. And this is a very, very interesting matchup that we're about to see.
4 titles outside of the UFC. He is the reigning, defending lightweight champion. champion set to face Conor McGregor here tonight. Our tale of the tape for our main event of the evening, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The champion, 4 years the elder of the challenger, Conor McGregor, will have a 5-inch reach advantage. Time for our main event. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Budweiser. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Interim Chairwoman, Ndidi Mazzei. Commissioners John Signorelli and Edwin Torres. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon Side are Saul Diamato, Jeff Mullen, and Chris Lee. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, John McCarthy. This bout is sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30, period. Wireless, figured out. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. And now, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, New York. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC lightweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 20 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, presenting the pride of Ireland and the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, the challenger, the notorious Conor McGregor. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 28 wins, 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, the Underground King, Eddie Alvarez.
Gentlemen, for the UFC lightweight championship, I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Fight hard but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good luck.
Eddie Alvarez, Conor McGregor, champion against champion. McGregor looking to make history. Big John McCarthy, our referee. Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. White trunks for McGregor, black trunks for Alvarez.
Good inside leg kick by Alvarez. Alvarez looking to keep that left leg on the outside of the front leg of Conor McGregor. And Conor looking to step over to his right to do the same. And again at that inside leg kick. He's landing with the foot though. Gotta be careful of that. You break your foot on that shin very easily.
A combined 48 professional wins for Alvarez and McGregor.
The front kick to the body by McGregor, always an effective technique. Use it very well against Chad Mendes. He stabs it in there with the ball of the hip. Eddie throwing a lot of feints, looking to avoid that left hand.
First time at 155 since 2012.
He's home.
Can he finish it right here, right now? Alvarez popped back up. Big shot.
Boy, he hurt him bad, Mike.
Delivered and connected by Conor.
Alvarez got clean of the cobwebs. He's been cracked before and come back to recover, but has he been cracked by a guy who hits like Conor? Eddie looked to clinch there. There's that front kick, that stabbing front kick that Conor throws.
The Irish are well represented here tonight.
Boy, he's got such confidence in that left hand, and he should. He's just such a deadly weapon.
Game changer.
It is.
And again.
He hurt him again. He hurt him bad.
No one has ever held two belts in the UFC simultaneously.
And Conor goes high with the kick.
Conor did it back at home in Ireland. He delivers another big left.
It just seems to be one of those punches that fighters just get shocked by. Like they can't believe how hard he can hit you. Eddie trying to roll under, trying to protect his head. Conor on top, ground and pound. Tags him with another left. Hard shots by Conor.
Alvarez knocked down by the big left hand 3 times already in this fight. Conor looking for a 4th. Only man to ever survive. He knocked down 3 times in 1 round. Frankie Edgar against Gray Maynard years ago.
That the distance that Conor's able to maintain, very, very difficult to handle. He slides in and out so well with that left hand. Good knee to the body by Conor.
He's throwing him around.
Switch to southpaw.
Alvarez just slipped that one.
Alvarez looking to land a right hand of his own. And there's that front kick again.
One minute.
Beautiful counter there by Conor.
Watch the left hand of McGregor.
Conor showing him that left hand. Such good movement in there. Good punch to the body there by Alvarez.
30. Big round for McGregor, the featherweight champion. Looking to add the lightweight belt to his trophy case. 3 knockdowns. Good body shot by Alvarez.
Front kick to the body by Alvarez, returned by McGregor. Huge round for the challenger. Huge round. And let's take a look at the first knockdown here. Beautiful counter, and then stunned him hard with the second one. One more look at that. Boom. And then watch this bang with the second one. And here's the third knockdown of the fight. Just just a giant round for Conor McGregor.
Look at me. I want you to think you're going to miss it, and I want the reshot. I want you to know you're going to miss the first shot. I want the second shot.
Ricardo Almeida.
Your kicks are working good. Listen, you need to match it. He's throwing his left hand over your hand. You got to match it.
All right. Here we go. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
John Kavanaugh. Been with Conor McGregor for a long, long time. Big round one for the notorious one.
You ready? Get up.
A big round one and a completely unsuccessful one for Eddie. He threw a couple of body shots that landed, but really didn't establish any of his game. There's that front kick to the body again.
But he successfully survived. And let's see if he can change the momentum of this fight here quickly in round two.
And Eddie Alvarez has been there before. Oh, tagged him again. Man, the accuracy of that left hand.
Will Alvarez start to use his wrestling?
He should have probably already tried.
Right? There it is, stuffed.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Really?
Front leg side kick, very effective.
Conor definitely has a ton of different tools that he utilizes on his feet. Alvarez pushing forward.
Alvarez caught him on the end of that right hand, but not enough to hurt him.
Now they're saying officially
he got tagged.
two takedowns, knockdowns. That might be the third. Nonetheless, it's been all McGregor thus far.
Alvarez looking for the takedown here. He's got his hand on the fence. Mergliata hasn't noticed it yet.
The Fighting Irish. Alvarez looking to embrace the grind. Grew up on the mean streets of North Philadelphia.
Good defense so far by Conor. Able to stuff all these takedown attempts by Eddie. Good knee to the body by Conor.
They break. Left hand again. Total strikes thus far. McGregor well in control. Alvarez getting loose, getting better here in this round, though.
Oh, man.
Until that.
Oh, he's done. He's done.
That is all over. History has been made. Conor McGregor is the UFC lightweight champion.
What a performance. Didn't just do it. Did it flawlessly. I mean, incredible performance. Wow. Unbelievable. Wow.
He didn't come here to take part. He came here to take over. Fight replay brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Let's take a look at this stunning Left hand again. Look at this counter. Boom, over the top, on the jaw. Right hand. And a big one to the temple. Left hand behind it. Excuse me, right hand behind it. And Alvarez goes down, and he's essentially done there. Let's take a look at it again. Boom. Clipped him. Right hand. Boom. Left hand again. Right hand again. And his head is just wobbling on his neck there. Big John wisely steps in and stops the fight. I mean, Eddie Alvarez can take a tremendous punch. He can recover, but Conor's accuracy and power was just too much for him. His movement, his ability to slide in and out with that odd style that he has. What a performance. History-making performance by Conor McGregor. Man, it's incredible.
The first in the 23-year history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. 2 belts simultaneously. Time for our official decision. Brought to you by Metro PCS. Get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period. Wireless figured out. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 4 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by knockout and new undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, the notorious Conor McGregor.
I'm here with the winner and new, and for the first time ever, 2-division champion Conor McGregor. The first man ever to hold 2 titles simultaneously. How does this all feel to you?
Where the fuck is my second belt? I've already got this one. Where's the second one at? Cheap motherfuckers. 4.2 billion this company was sold for. Where's that second belt? Go backstage and grab that motherfucking belt somewhere. Fuck out of here. I only won and they're trying to take that one on me already. What the fuck?
Conor, this is a huge accomplishment tonight. Was there anything at all surprising about it to you?
Not one bit. They're not on my level. You've got to have size, reach, length. You've got to have some attributes. If you come in any way equal to me, I'm going to rip your whole head off, and that's it. I tell it every time. Eddie's a solid competitor. Eddie's a warrior. But he shouldn't have been in here with me, and that's just the truth of it.
Conor, this is obviously a massive, massive accomplishment, but at this stage of your career, what challenges you now? Now that you are a 2-division champion, are your thoughts to try to defend both titles? Are your thoughts to stay at lightweight? What do you want to do?
Listen, thanks everyone for coming out. I fucking love every one of you, I swear to God. He's traveled the world with me. There's a reason why we're at the top of the game. Because of me and because of you. And I appreciate every single one of you. Look, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second belt. Where the fuck is it? They should have had them 2 belts ready, spit shine for me. They're fucking have both in the octagon. It's never been done before.
I'm sure you'll get your second belt, but
listen, I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slaying everybody in the company. Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants. Have a seat. Let me raise this motherfucker now. This is what I want to do. This is what I dreamed into reality. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. God bless.
Conor McGregor, congratulations.
Yes.
It's been an honor calling your fight, sir.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Conor McGregor, ladies and gentlemen.
Tonight's main event interviews are brought to you by EA Sports UFC 2. EA Sports UFC 2 is now available in the EA Access Bowl. Sign up to EA Access to play the best of EA for $4.99 a month. Visit EA.com/EA Access for details. The celebration is well underway. Lethal left hand. Round one. Truly the beginning of the end. And here it is. The final combination that makes Conor McGregor the very first to hold two belts simultaneously in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He is one of a kind.
That's one unique human being right there, ladies and gentlemen, both in his accomplishments and his abilities. He showed, he backed up all the talk tonight. He did it in just as a spectacular fashion as he predicted, maybe even more so. I mean, he was essentially flawless tonight. Other than getting hit by a few body shots, which is just going to happen, he just teed off on Eddie Alvarez, countered beautifully, utilized that odd style and movement, that wide stance, dropped that left hand in, and closed the show and made history. It's absolutely amazing.
And when you thanked him in the interview, he said, "You're welcome."
That's a unique human being, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he believes it. He believes it. He forced it into existence. He has such a great combination of confidence and ability. Look at this. Boom. There it is again. Amazing. Nobody like that guy, I'll tell you that. And there can be no doubt that that is the most popular fighter in the history of the sport. This guy is fighting Eddie Alvarez, who lives an hour from here. Okay, it's an hour drive basically to Philly, maybe an hour and a half, right? And people are booing Eddie Alvarez and screaming when Conor comes here. And they flew all the way from another continent over an ocean. Amazing.
For it to happen in the Mecca, a building with such great combat sports history, is the ideal way for Conor McGregor to achieve what no man has ever achieved before. UFC 205, Alvarez versus McGregor, has been brought to you by Harley-Davidson Operation Personal Freedom. The rights we have to live in our own way are a gift given to us by those who sacrifice to protect them. Learn more about how Harley-Davidson supports the men and women who protect our freedom at your local dealer or h-d.com/military. By EA Sports UFC 2. Get up to 70% off of EA Sports UFC 2 for a limited time on the Xbox One and PlayStation console. And by Bleed for This, based on a true story, starring Miles Teller and Aaron Eckhart. In theaters everywhere, November 18th. Rated R.
Watch the UFC's biggest names, rising stars, and fan favorites on the featured bout of the UFC Fight Pass early prelims. No matter where the fight goes down, UFC Fight Pass is the only place to see every moment of the UFC Fight Pass early prelims.
Whoa! My goodness!
Start your 7-day free trial now.
Gegard Mousasi versus Uriah Hall is a rematch of a fight that shocked the world. Uriah Hall had been taken down, he had been dominated for the entire first round, and then in the second round, uncorks a jump-spinning back kick to the chin, and then finishes him off.
Uriah Hall was a fluke. anyone that knows anything about this sport knows it was a fluke.
Mousasi now has an opportunity for revenge.
I know I can defeat him. I know I'm going to have a good performance and dominate it.
I need to shut him up. That's what I intend to do.
Both guys are going to go at it in this rematch. This is going to be a war.
One week from tonight, the Octagon returns to Belfast, Northern Ireland. The rematch of a 2015 fight won by Uriah Hall. Plus, Ross Pearson, Stevie Ray, veteran heavyweights collide, and two featherweight knockout artists will meet inside the Octagon on UFC Fight Pass. UFC Fight Night, Mousasi versus Hall 2, 1 week from tonight, across the ocean. Here's what's coming up inside the Octagon. Next Saturday, 2 events in 2 countries on the same day, with the action kicking off in Belfast, Northern Ireland, as Gegard Mousasi faces Uriah Hall. The main card begins at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, live and exclusive on UFC Fight Pass. Then switch over to FS1 for more Fight Night action from Sao Paulo, Brazil, as the light heavyweight headliner pits Ryan Bader against Little Nog. That main card begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on FS1. And just a week later, November 26th, from Melbourne, Australia, watch as Robert Whittaker and Darren Brunson battle for positioning in the stacked middleweight division. It's FS1 UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus Brunson at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget, following tonight's event, you can watch the post-fight press conference live on UFC.com. And tune into the UFC 205 post-fight show with Jake Glazer, Brian Stan, Michael Bisping, and Megan O'Leary, already underway over on FS1. Or for those watching in Canada, flip over to TSN. The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC President Dana White, Ari Emanuel, and Patrick Weitzel. The Executive Vice President of Operations and Production, Craig Borsari. Our coordinating producer is Zach Candido. Tonight's show produced by Bruce Connell, directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. What a night inside the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Is it Romero and Bisping next? 3 titles on the line. Poland's 2 greatest. And man, they put on a show. And in the end, the champion took her belt right back home. Madonna. Yes, Madonna's here. They were all out to see what was a tremendous fight at 170. How did Wonder Boy survive early? We'll be asking that question for a long time. Majority draw, the champ keeps the belt. They're going to fight again. Then our main event, the notorious one, looking to make UFC history. Fighting the champion, Eddie Alvarez, and finishing him. He has 2 belts simultaneously inside the Octagon. For our partner Joe Rogan, Mike Goldberg saying so long until next time. We see you right back here inside the Octagon.